Now look what we have here before us. We got a DTSer sitting next to the Criterion Collection crew. We got the Disco Visionaries right by the Encore Edition boys. That is a silvery miracle. 10,000 plus laser soldiers. Now there ain't but 5,000 CED enthusiasts in the whole town. Can you dig it? You can? All right, cool. Let's go.
LaserDisc podcast. The Wolfpack promises something for everyone.
LaserDisc Wolfpack.
What's going on, everybody? I am Sam Culturedog Hatch. This is the LaserDisc Wolfpack THX CAV Special Limited Edition podcast. And yeah, we have a very, very special episode lined up for you tonight. And it's mostly Luke's fault. He apologizes.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. Anyways, I'm going to pass it right on over to my man who apparently tried joining the Baseball Furies because he misread their recruitment flyer and thought they were the Baseball Furries. But Ryan Cushing.
I even grew out my hair for it. Like
I know.
Anyways,
What's a Fury,
tonight's
anyways?
podcast is brought to you by Media Play
Oh,
Nice.
and Voodoo Ranger IPA, the finest in skeleton IPAs. And I'll pass it off to Maxeene.
Maxeene, the LaserDisc Queen, here from a chilly day in Southern California. Had to wear my warm weather duds, cold weather duds.
not
Trying to
even
be
cold.
warm. There's pioneer for you. I'll pass
like
it
it.
to Luke.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name's Luke, and I'm looking forward to being here. And thank you.
Hi, Luke.
My video is messing up again.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
3 out of 4 of us are working, so who cares? Phone it in.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, just don't move too much. Yeah,
That's
just stay-
that's not a Walter Hill shirt. I was waiting for a Walter Hill shirt, Ryan.
I couldn't get one in time, but I could get a Media Play, the
Nice.
finest in LaserDisc sellers in the Midwest. And
I have a sweet Alien 3 shirt that I bought from Suncoast, which was part of the same kind of brand or parent company,
Cool.
Transworld Entertainment. But I can't find that damn thing. It's buried somewhere. So this is going to have to do.
This shirt was made in my town, actually. There's a
Wow.
company that makes them, so.
Wow.
Is it a bootleg? Does Media Play get the money from that?
No, I'm pretty sure that they just rip off brands that are long gone. They're
Fair
called,
enough.
Bygone brands out of Rockford, so check it out.
Yeah. Nice. All right. So Luke kind of tipped it. There's going to be some Walter Hill discussion tonight. We did Robin Williams special recently, and we did the David Lynch one a while ago. But we've been talking about doing a Walter Hill one for quite some time. And because the kids love Walter Hill, right? Scorsese,
really-
Hitchcock.
Let's dissect how we got here today.
Yeah. Bring it to the table, Luke. What's going on?
Oh, so I don't know. I think it was a while back. I watched The Warriors for the first time ever, and admittingly, I said, I happened to find it, and I was like, "This is great. How did I miss this? This is the best movie ever." And then I had seen The Driver before and really enjoyed it. And then I just started looking through my LaserDisc and looking through his filmography. I'm like, oh, wow, he's done a lot. And he did a lot during the LaserDisc era. I mean, he's still around. He still put out a movie recently. But I was like, hey, I would really like to watch more of this guy's movies because hopefully they will be as good as those two. And then I kept pushing it like I do. And finally, then you guys caved, and that's fun. And I guess that's how we got here. Is this accurate?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Do we want to talk about how you feel about it now, or should we?
No, we're gonna wait.
I think we're gonna get into that, yeah.
We're gonna get on into it.
But yeah, I'm always down for somebody who's, like you mentioned, somebody who's got a pretty good, LaserDisc period filmography with some different genres and interesting things mixed in there. So
a lot of different stuff. Yeah. Westerns, and then just all this, whole bunch of stuff. And also back to it. I remember growing up, Trespass was one of like the first R-rated movies I saw in the theater. And I remember enjoying it. So I was like, okay, yes, this is someone I want to delve into again. But also this guy, the Warriors and the driver particularly, had influenced a lot of people, and influenced Edgar Wright, influenced the Drive movie with what's his face?
Gosling.
Yeah.
So not Drive Angry?
Not driving. No.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, let's delve into this. Let's get into it. Yeah. And it seemed like a cool thing to do. Honestly, it seemed like everyone's doing these director, things. Why can't we do one that's maybe somebody that's not talked about as much?
Sure. Yeah. I know. Walter Hill. So we're gonna get into it. If there's a great, you were talking about Luke, the Mark, was it Mark Maron podcast?
Oh yeah, Mark Maron. Yeah, he was on WTF. Did you listen to it?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I'd actually listened to that before, and then I was like, this sounds familiar. But yeah, he's just an interesting character to listen to. Yeah, Walter Hill he's just the guy from Southern California. That's
Long Beach. Yeah.
Yes, slowly got into the system. Did the old working in the mailroom in Universal Studios, and thought about writing, thought about directing, and then eventually got sucked into doing some AD work. So assistant director, for you people that aren't in the industry. Yeah.
I knew exactly what
you. Nobody on this
first AD. Fair enough, but
yeah, he said that he always liked movies, but was never like new directors or anything, and he got into like educational videos or something like that. It was very like a natural thing. He just kind of got into it, and then he was AD for his first movie. Was like a Woody Allen movie, he said.
Take the money and run.
Yeah.
Which is I think there's a magnetic video, LD. I don't have it. It's like really old, like 81 maybe.
I bet that one guy
Magnetic
does.
Video Corporation.
Yeah, MVC.
That's one of my favorite.
Shout out to who collects those, Jonathan?
Yep. There you go, Jonathan. He's got it.
And then Thomas Crown Affair, which I don't have. There's a nice 98 reissue of that, which I need to get.
There.
Oh, check it out.
It's got Walter Hill in the back there. Probably not. I read somewhere else that he said he did very little. Like he did not do much on that movie.
Yeah, I think for some of these he just like did some of the organizing, some of the street shots, and like dealt with the cops and stuff.
No Walter Hill. No Walter
Bullet,
Hill.
Of course, being one of the films as well, which I know Ryan watched as well, right?
Yep, watched it last night.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't write it or direct it or anything like that, so it's like
he did that, and he wrote the Getaway, right, with Brogdon.
Yeah. Right? Which nice widescreen version of that as well.
He's definitely an old school guy who has started right at the end of these old school movies and kind of flown in through the 80s. Yeah.
And a lot of the old ones that he wrote, I can't find them on LD, like Hickey and Boggs, which is like a Bill Cosby, Robert Culp thing. I don't think that's on LD. Does anybody have the Macintosh Man? I wanted to get that, but I didn't get it.
Is that even on LD?
That's a Charles
Bronson. There's like a
movie.
nice like 90s stealth widescreen of it, which I should probably buy before this airs because then it'll be difficult to find.
Yeah. Hold on, let me look up this. Let me look up the cover. I'll know where I put it if I have it.
But yeah, it's an early 70s spy thriller from John Huston, and he wrote that too. But The Thief Who Came to Dinner, which is a Ryan O'Neal, star of The Driver, was a 73 movie. Can't find it on LD. And The Drowning Pool from 75, which is not just a new metal band. Also, no LD. So
I didn't take mine out.
Yeah. I don't have Hard Times either, which is like the first thing he actually directed.
Oh.
But it's on LD.
We're really solid on this early stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've never even seen it. And he did some TV show called Dog and Cat, which, sounds great.
Yeah. Hard Times. I swear I have Hard Times. If you want Hard Times, I can put that up here.
But I'm sure Luke's going to want to talk about The Driver from 1978. So
Sure.
That's kind of what started this whole thing, or that in the Warriors.
Right.
But tell us about the driver.
Oh, are we going right into it? Are we starting?
Yeah.
Are we going in any order? We're not.
Yeah, we're going chronological.
You just started, didn't you? Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
that's
up to
why
the
we
driver.
talk about the
Talk about the driver.
Sure.
Ryan's got
I
it.
the driver.
Nice.
A nice job. Oh yeah, I had that one. I don't know if I still have it, but that's not widescreen, right? I don't know
No.
the difference.
This one's actually, I think, an earlier release than that one.
Got it.
Because even though this was new for me, it was speckly. Because believe it or not, Japanese discs have rot.
There are some.
Crazy. Anyways,
Okay, we'll talk about the driver. So it has Ryan O'Neal as the pretty boy bad guy. He's a lot like Ryan Gosling in Drive. I guess Ryan O'Neal at the time, he was in Love Story, right? So
Yes.
they talked about that in the podcast. Like no one really wanted to get him as if he could play the bad guy, or he's an anti-hero. Anyway, so it's him and Bruce Dern. And Bruce Dern is wearing the Reservoir Dogs outfit the entire time. He's got the black suit with the white shirt on, but not the skinny tie. Not the skinny tie.
Wrong era for the skinny tie.
Yeah.
And then, so it's just he's just a cool driver. There's a girl involved too. Like he has this manager lady, and she dies horribly in the movie by that one guy at the very end. Oh.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, I'm sorry. Everyone is great, and nothing bad happens.
Synopsis podcast.
What do you want to say about who else saw the driver? I mean,
I watched it
Like a long time ago, but yeah, it's very
Okay,
foggy.
really slow and
Slow.
and
the driver.
it wasn't as much driving as I wanted.
There's a lot of at the very end. There's a good scene in a warehouse. I mean, it's pretty good. The guy's in a
Drive's the same way too. There's not enough driving in Drive either, but
he's in that cool red pickup truck, and the cover is nice because this is the scene at the very end where the bad guy comes up to him or he says, "Oh, drivers never have a gun," and he does a Greedo kind of, and the guy shoots first, then he pulls it out, he shoots through the window like he does have a gun. The movie is good. I mean, it is very 70s. It's very slow, but with all of these Walter Hill movies, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There is zero backstory to any of these characters. The name of these people in the movie is the driver. And I think Bruce Dern might as well be the cop. I mean, it's interesting. It's worth a watch, but I rewatched it the other day, and it wasn't as amazing as I remember it. But the thing about this movie is that what got me is like this influenced a lot of people. This influenced Edgar Wright. This influenced what's his face. The Danish
Nicholas
guy.
Winding Refn.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these movies, like, it's interesting how you get from something, and I'm going to take that idea and make it like really good. And I think that's kind of what. It's worth watching.
How's the pressing of that? Is it any good?
It was not great. It was, but it was watchable. It wasn't too dark, and the film transfer looked okay. There were still some spots in there and here and there, but it was fine. Yeah,
cool. And one of his big claims to fame is, of course, what Ryan was going to only talk about was alien films, because Walter Hill was the guy who, along with David Giler and some other people, that pushed for the release of Alien in 1979.
He said that he was the one that got the script. And he did a lot of like, what's it when you go over them again? You
polishes and rewrites, and him and Giler, and they really kind of helped craft it.
Right, and he said he was the one that changed the main character to a female instead of a male. So
and nobody wanted to touch it with a 10-foot pole before that. So kudos to him for finding something in the script that. I think he was saying it was the chestburster scene that was
that was
the key, because I remember he said he would hand it off to other people and they'd be like, no, this is trash, and he's like, wait, keep reading at least read to like page 35 or whatever.
Right. He said he didn't want to direct it because he wouldn't be good at the special effects and whatever. So he kind of sounds like a director that's better behind the scenes than he is an actual director.
He is very like kind of workmanlike. He doesn't have like a crazy like it's not like a David Fincher visionary
Right.
director. Yeah, there's his style. I mean, he's got a kind of gritty style that comes through in a lot of things, but it's not
yeah.
like it's not like oh that's the like
He's
even
sliced.
Ridley Scott. That's not he doesn't have those like things that you're like oh that's a Walter Hill moment. But
I
Right.
don't know, just like shooting a shit ton. is
Yeah.
kind of a
Yeah.
Walter thing.
he's into a lot of shooting.
Yeah.
And not even like at things. It's just shoot everything. So
But then, yes, also 79, there was a little film called The Warriors, which, blew my mind when I was a kid because, I didn't live in New York, but I was close enough to New York that I was just like kind of amazed at the world of all these gangs and especially the ones in the Bronx. And it's, pretty much based on what was really going down. There's some great documentaries on YouTube you could see about all the gangs that were, not as wild in terms of costumes, but all meeting together to have this truce meeting and how it it all went down. So yeah.
So who did anybody watch The Warriors for this?
Mhm.
Okay, so what version is on that LaserDisc? Is it how does it start? How does the movie start?
it starts rotted and
Oh.
finishes rotted. But no, it doesn't have like the transitions and such. Like this is the original version, not the
Right. So does it start with him sitting with his girlfriend talking about going to the meeting, or does it start with like the
I think so, yeah.
yeah. I have the theatrical cut and I love it. Like it's just, the cuts, like, they're like, oh, do we need to go? Yeah, we need to go. Bam, bam, music. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go. It's just great. And then Walter Hill had to fuck it up with his director's cut.
Yeah, that energy in the beginning is so I mean maybe it can't even like live up to the energy of the start of that film when you're just like, man, this is cool. They're gonna go and get on the train and the music's so cool. But
Cyrus, he's the one and only. Let's go. A whole bunch of magic.
Cyrus is cool. Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those movies that I don't know. It just delivered what it promised. I remember being pissed when Judgment Night came out because it's like, oh man, these guys are gonna be trapped in the city and 4 guys are gonna try and chase them. Like I'm like, come on, man. The Warriors had to like avoid every single gang in the entire fucking New York City. So
Plus all the cops.
right,
Yeah.
there's cops. Yeah.
So the Warriors is good. Warriors, I feel, influenced John Wick, like that, especially John Wick 2. I feel like where everyone's an assassin. It's like, oh, they kind of got that from Warriors, where like everyone's in a gang.
And they're wild gangs too. Oh no, the house is haunted. Get out.
Okay.
Phew, it's not haunted.
Okay, not haunted. Man,
Yep.
just
Kramer.
So the one thing I was listening to a documentary about it, and they talk about how everyone's in a gang, and you don't feel sorry for them for being in a gang. It's just the reality that they live in. It's just they created this whole world where oh yeah, I'm in a gang, or like in John Wick, oh yeah, I'm an assassin. It's just what I do.
And yeah, just the fun of them being so far removed from Coney Island and having to get back and fight their way back. And I love any movie with a DJ that's kind of giving some sort of narration or guiding people. So
Kind of like I love it when there's a radio disc jockey but the character drives miles and miles away and we can still hear them. Or
Vanishing Point is like perfect for that. Yeah.
Or Samuel Jackson, Do the Right Thing. Like, how do you know everything that's going on from your
the DJ and it's you just have omnipotent powers and that's just your thing. But yeah, sadly on Laserdisc it didn't get like a cool 90s ratio, so there's just like dirt jabroni 80s pressings. I don't know what you guys got. Yeah,
there's like the original and then the one with the barcode on the back. They're both rotted, like all of them. And it doesn't look great, but
yeah, those are like those like Paramount era where they were like actually Disco Vision releases, even though they didn't have the Disco Vision jacket. Yeah,
hand etched marks.
Yeah.
Like
how's that? You have the Japanese one probably, Luke, right?
No, I don't.
You don't? Wow, all right. I'll edit that part out.
I do.
Yeah. But then after that is a film from 1980, which I don't know, I've kind of got a little bit of a warm spot for this one. It is The Long Riders, a Western that I never heard of back in the day, never saw on cable. didn't know was a thing. But the whole gimmick is that it's it's the James brothers. It's all these brothers that were in the Wild West, but they're actually played by David Carradine, Keith Carradine, Robert Carradine, Stacy Keach, James Keach, Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid, Christopher Guest, and Nicholas Guest. So it's pretty gimmicky, but it's fun. That's a cool gimmick. Scott Glenn's also in here, and but this is just one of those things that when I got back into LaserDisc pretty hardcore, it was a friend of mine who gave me his collection, and I think most of the stuff he had picked up from Goodwill or something like that when the format, quote unquote, died. And so I was like, what the hell is the Long Riders? And I put it in one night. I'm like, oh, this is Walter Hill. Oh, cool. All right, this is fun. A bit of a slow burn, like a lot of Walter Hill stuff, but has some nice moments in there. And just the cool concept there. I know Luke probably didn't enjoy it that much. I know you watched it, right?
Yes, I did watch it the other day. Honestly, it was maybe 3 days ago I watched. I couldn't tell you anything about it right now. it's just pretty much gone. There was a female in there who I could have sworn was Grace Zabriskie, but like a young Grace. It was not her. It's the lady from Kindergarten Cop, the other cop.
Is it her?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where they just, it's like Christopher Guest is not in it as much as I would want him to be. I remember that, one of them is
Because this is before he was even on SNL or anything. This is like early Christopher Guest. I didn't even know what the hell else he was doing around the time this came out.
He's not even like one of the main three brothers, like
No, yeah.
Carradines and then Keaches and then the Quaids, but then Guest as well. Got the Guest in there.
Yeah. I like it. But yeah, this is a nice letterbox edition. So I mean, he doesn't really do a lot of like super wide stuff normally. Most of his movies are like 1.85 to 1, but yeah. But anyways, Long Riders.
So one thing that I do find interesting about Walter Hill is that he reuses some of his actors.
Sure. Yep.
What's the guy from Warriors? He's going to be in a lot of different movies.
Yeah.
David Patrick Kelly.
No, the guy who like
James Remar.
Yes, who like rapes the girl or wants to have sex on his on the outing there. Yes, he's in a lot. He's in 48 Hours, right?
Yeah.
He's
we'll
the
be
bad guy.
talking about shortly. Yep.
Okay.
And Dexter.
Yeah. Does anybody have Southern Comfort? Did anybody watch Southern Comfort?
I was too lazy to go get it from there.
That was the one that Trevor was adamant that we all watch, and it's basically like the 80s version of Deliverance. It's a bunch of guys that are like National Guardsmen doing weekend warrior stuff, and they're running around, and some Cajuns end up not appreciating their shenanigans, and it turns into pretty much an all-out war out in the bayou. So
I loved it in the WTF where Mark Maron's like, I don't remember any of it, but I remember being scared of the swamp, and that was it.
Yeah. It's got Powers Booth in it, which is cool,
and he's in a lot of Walter Hill movies as well, right?
Yeah. So it's there's like a remaster. I don't think there's like a nice like widescreen version, but there's like a remastered, like still Pan-Scan or whatever one, but that came out in the 90s. So that's probably the one to get. I don't have it though, because I suck, but I'll put up a little graphic of it. Anyways, but yeah, everyone came for the 48 Hours discussion.
There we go.
Which of course, sorry, there's no Obi on there. Obies are lame. That's what Luke told me.
They're lame. Don't worry, don't look at that.
You should send Sam your Obi, Luke.
Yeah. There's also a nice 90s reissue. But yeah, this is notable for being the first Eddie Murphy film. And he was on Saturday Night Live when this came out, ended up being a big hit. And then he actually hosted Saturday Night Live while he was a cast member on Saturday Night Live. But it's not quite a total comedy. It's also a gritty buddy cop movie. So still watchable, right?
So after watching all these, Walter Hill likes three things. He likes shootouts, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
He likes gritty city. He likes his city
Yes.
as gritty as possible.
Yes.
And of course, he hates any background story whatsoever.
Yes.
Any background character development. So yeah.
This is a weird one too, because I remember watching this with my parents, and they were just they were disappointed that it wasn't enough of a comedy. So I'm sure probably some people were hit with that, but it was interesting hearing him talk about it on the podcast about how it gave Eddie Murphy a little bit more legroom to breathe as an actor and take other roles that weren't necessarily like, Trading Places type comedies. So, but yeah, James Remar plays the super evil villain in it. So, hooray! That guy's a mess.
Yeah, he's pretty bad in that, right? Like he just
He wears that it's like a tank top, but it's knit.
Yeah, that's a good look.
So I watched this recently too, and there's one scene where like he gets broken out of prison by his friend, and he's calling up the whorehouse or whatever you call it, and like, hey, we need this girl, and so he has a prostitute.
The proper term is brothel.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, you're right. Apologies. Brothel, and he goes and he's in the hotel room with the girl, and the girl is like nagging him, like this. I'm like, what? Just, and she's like, did you hear me? Did you hear me? I'm like, just thought it was funny.
Just watching like some space cartoon. I was laughing so hard at that, and I could not look at this. I'm like, what article of clothing is this? It is like knit, and it's a tank top, but it's like there's nothing under. I'm like, what?
That's the new look, man. It's all the rage.
Oh, that
just
had me
break me
cracking
out of
up.
prison. You got my knit tank top. I need that.
But yeah, so the concept, if you haven't seen it before, is that he needs some help from Eddie Murphy, who is a convict. So he takes him out of prison for 48 hours because he has the inside knowledge.
Because that's a thing.
That's totally a thing. All right. Yeah.
For the movie,
Because it was the three of them, right? It was him, James Remar, and the guy from The Warriors, who's also in this movie.
Yeah. David Patrick Kelly. Yeah.
There. Oh yeah. There you go. Yep. The guy from Twin Peaks. That's all I know him from.
Yes. The Horn brother. Yeah.
I thought it was a good comedy. I thought it was. I mean, it wasn't too over the. It's like a Rush Hour. It's like a whatever, which is equal parts comedy. I think they kind of defined that genre, right?
Yeah, inspired a lot of Lethal Weapon type stuff. And So influential.
We're watching. Me and my wife were watching it, and we're looking at Nick Nolte. And like, she's like, "How was a person like that considered a sex symbol at any time?" Because he's just such a huge guy,
Lumberous, yes.
Yeah, and that hair is like, it's just
especially
like,
in this movie, like, who wants to cuddle with that guy? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that girl in the beginning of the movie did.
I know.
Oh, I loved it when she called him at work, and he's basically like, "I'm busy. I'm a cop." It's kind of, and she's like, I can't do this. Yeah. And I'm like, girl, he's working. Like, he'll see you later. Like, stop yelling at Nick Nolte.
I guess we should probably bring up Vinny, of course, was yelling at us this whole time about how this was the stupidest idea for a podcast. So all the movies are horrible, but I'm pretty sure he's got some tattoos of like Ellen Aim on his arm. But I think he secretly wanted to join to talk about Streets of Fire from 1984. Which, I enjoy a lot more now than I did back in the day. Like when it came out, I'm like, what the hell is this nonsense? And I rented it with my folks like immediately. And it was weird because it was like in the middle of new wave, but it's apart from like the fix being on the soundtrack, it's not a very new wave film. It's, more of kind of like a, 50s throwback. And it's this mix of everything, in the kitchen sink. Like kind of greasers and going on, and Michael Pare, who's this kind of weak actor running through this thing as the superhero.
Whoa.
But
I would say maybe single faceted.
All right, single faceted. But it's got Amy Madigan plays a cool partner in crime, and Rick Moranis is fun in it, and Diane Lane is of course awesome as Ellen Aim there. The whole kind of mashup really, I don't know, it plays better for me now than it did back in the day. I don't know, it took a while. It was a grower for me. Not a shower. But
I immediately enjoyed that one. I watched it the very first time, immediately and liked it.
yeah, I mean, it's got so much fun stuff. You know, Lee Ving is also in there too, and
Oh yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Defoe.
Yes.
Can we talk
that's
about
what I was
Willem
gonna
Dafoe
say.
for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you got
What
going on about Willem Dafoe?
Is he wearing like in every scene? Like he's got like the leather overalls or
Butcher
overall suit.
I love the
Oh
overalls.
my god!
Legendary.
Like
It's like the fisherman.
Yeah, like who designed that and where did they find it? Like, oh my god!
But yeah,
I love it so much.
I love that whole section where he has to like kind of sneak into the evil guy's lair, which of course is also like a nightclub or whatever. And like, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff going on. Again, gritty cities, but you know, they kind of created this. There was one of those things where I think they had the whole, like one of the whole kind of backlot, like cityscapes and like Universal or whatever, but they wanted to keep it dark at all times. So they put this like giant tarp over everything. It was huge, so to make it look darkened, so they could wet everything down and make it look dark and rainy all the time. So
speaking of the set, that was the Back to the Future set, right? It seemed like that diner they go into is the same diner from Back to the Future.
Probably all Universal City
there.
backlot stuff. Yeah.
I mean, maybe they redid it for Back to the Future. It was probably the Streets of Fire diner.
Okay.
Good point. This is the 84, so
yeah.
Streets of Fire diner wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about this movie for a second. So I've never seen it. I've always heard about it. I heard Rick Moranis is in it. Yeah. I heard there was music aspects to it. So I was expecting, I don't know what I expect when I watching these movies, but I guess I was expecting more, almost like a musical is what I was thinking, like an action musical.
Yeah, it's not that.
And it's not that. It's more like, it reminded me a lot of Dark City without the science fiction. Like it seemed to be still in that world of kind of gritty, whatever.
Elevated trains and
But at the end of the day, it's just this guy is hired to go by Rick Moranis or to go get this girl who got kidnapped for reasons.
Yeah.
And
she's Ellen. Who's not going to kidnap her? Yeah.
And then it turns out he actually used to date her, and Rick Moranis is like just the most annoying fucking character I've ever seen him play. And that's about it. And then he gets the girl at the end, right?
But yeah,
I feel like there's good fight sequences.
Yeah, there's
good
action.
shootout sequences.
Some motorcycling. There's fun stuff.
The music's good.
Cars. It's kind of
Jim Steinman. If you like Jim Steinman stuff, you're gonna love this because like her songs are all like.
There was one song. I thought I counted one song played at the beginning at the concert.
I think there's two on the soundtrack. Yeah.
There's one at the end for sure.
Yeah. There's two Ellen Aim songs. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a Stevie Nicks song, but someone else singing it, so that's cool, I guess. And the Fix is on the soundtrack, but yeah, Streets of Fire. But yeah, the widescreen one is the one to get that Ryan and Max has. Yeah, go ahead and get that. It's starting to creep up in price, so get it now. Yeah. Before the Wolfpack effect takes hold.
Fast. Like I've had it a couple times and it does not last. So.
It's cool. It's a cool one. It's just honestly it's a completely different vibe than a lot of movies, like, and that's what I liked about it, is it's musical without being a musical, and it's like gritty without being like a buddy cop movie or a shootout the whole time or the explosions the whole time. It's like it still has story to it.
Yeah, it was definitely taking chances.
Yeah,
good transfer too. Really
nice.
Yeah, it was really it was a good one.
Yeah, I think it just kind of whiffed. It didn't like connect with people the right way because it's just so much going on, and nobody knew quite what to make of it. But
I feel like 84. That's like a bold time to be putting that out with this.
Right.
So many things came out in 84 that were like competing with that. Like, I totally see how that went kind of under the radar.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It's like if you like it, you like it, and I could easily see that like catching fire and becoming like a big thing. It just didn't happen that way, but yeah.
Is this the only time Willem Dafoe works with Walter Hill? Has he just come back, Kenny?
Okay. Trying to think of any other Dafoe. That might be,
Watching it, I was like, what's the creepiest Dafoe? This or it's the David Lynch one?
Wilder Heart is my creepiest Dafoe.
Or the other one, where he's the counterfeiter. What's that?
No, it's this one.
To Live and Die in L.A.
To Live and Die in L.A. What's the creepiest Willem Dafoe? That's what I was thinking.
Wilder Heart.
Creepy in that one.
Wilder Heart.
Yeah.
100%.
Something about those gums and yeah.
Yeah, made my
He
skin
was in
crawl.
existence too.
With the stocking on his head and that face he makes and yeah.
No.
Yeah. Glad we answered that. All right,
Yeah.
who's got a copy of Brewster's Millions to show? Because I don't
I
have
wish
that.
I did.
Oh shoot! Hold on, I'll go.
Maybe Max just got it. I haven't seen that movie since like probably cable. So that was one of the ones I actually wanted to revisit. But if you hadn't seen it, it's a Richard Pryor film, and John Candy also in the film.
Yeah.
He's a minor league ball player who gets pitched this crazy concept of you're going to inherit what, like $300 million or something, but you can either, let it get split up to charities and you get like a small portion, or you have to spend $30 million in like a month or something like that. And you can't give it away. You can't buy things and destroy them. There's like all these like little things that make it difficult. So
it's a great concept for a movie. I mean, that is definitely something they talked about in the podcast. Like, this movie wasn't popular when it came out, but it got steam on cable and kids loved it, he said. And I, as a kid, I loved that movie because it just has a great concept of, hey, you're going to get this money, a lot of money, but you have to spend this also large amount of money in this short amount of time. And it's just fun. It was just fun to see somebody, you have to blow all that money. And he couldn't tell anybody that what he's doing.
Yeah.
So everyone thought
it was a secret. Yeah. So
yeah, I loved it.
Fun.
Yeah.
I guess it's based on the old book from like the turn of the century of 1902 or something. So that's, I don't know. It's cool. It's a cool concept. Did you find one, Max?
It's not in the box that it should be or on the shelf that it should be. So it's.
I'll do a LDDB steal. I'll just like put it right on the screen there. Yeah. But yeah, Brewster's Millions. Check that out. Then
probably his most successful movie, one of his most successful movies, right?
Yeah, I know. It's funny because he just makes so damn many movies, and a lot of them just kind of whiff at the box office.
It seems like his success through like Aliens and stuff gets him the clout to keep making movies.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that briefly. There was a Tom Berenger thing he produced called Rustler's Rhapsody, some sort of comedy western. I've never seen it.
I have a.
Maybe Max has it.
I have a copy of that here.
But then in '86, yes, he did come back with a bit of Aliens work. I mean, it says he did the story or part of the story, even though it was all Jim Cameron. But I'm sure he gets story credit because of, I don't know, something. And James Remar was supposed to be in Aliens. He was going to be Hicks, but he was such a freaking like drug addict that I think he got busted for something while they were in England, or maybe he got busted and then he couldn't go to England. Either way, he was off the movie because he was like
got busted in England,
busted with like heroin or something,
right?
Right?
He got caught with heroin there, and then
And then, oh, sorry, Michael Bean's playing your role now. Oh, you do have it. Nice.
Yeah. I got westerns right here, so whenever you say westerns, it's right here.
Rustler's Rhapsody. Yep. And then, also in '86, he wrote and produced this movie called Blue City, which I have not seen, but it looks pretty fun because it's got Ali Sheedy and Judd Nelson in it. I mean, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I watched the trailer, and I'm definitely gonna watch this now.
Is that the one? Who else is in that? There was like some other cool people in that, if I remember correctly. But
well, it's music by Ry Cooder, so
of course, who did music Streets of Fire as well. So
yeah, so I thought that would be cool. But yeah, literally, it says no one else's name.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. Did he do?
David Caruso's in it.
Ry Cooder did Long Riders as well too. So
he does all the movies, I think.
Yeah,
and Last Man Standing.
Yeah, he does them all.
Yeah.
I think they're friends.
Tiny Lister's in
Cooder Pals. Yeah,
City. It's got some names.
Zeus Lister is in another of his movies as well. I saw that he's in a few of them.
Wow.
He's in Extreme Prejudice, which
we'll talk about shortly. But yeah, also '86, which I don't have on LD. There's not really a good pressing of it though. I think it's just the '80s one is Crossroads, which I mean, as a guitar player, I probably watched the showdown between Ry Cooder / Ralph Macchio and Steve Vai enough times to like damage the tape. And that was like one of those things you walk into anybody else's house in the 80s who is also a fan of like guitar music or like Stevie Ray Vaughan or anything like that. They were also watching the end of Crossroads on, I mean, it was like guitar porn. I must have seen, so I've seen the movie a lot of times. It was like always on cable. and like me and my cousin would just watch it whenever it happened to be on. So I did watch the whole damn thing a lot of times, but that ending, holy shit, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that battle. And yeah, it's
So this
awesome.
isn't the Britney Spears movie.
No.
No.
Not like-
Steve Vai is not in the Britney
Because
Spears movie.
For
Because
our,
I
our
watched that
younger
one.
audience.
Not a
Yeah.
girl, not yet a woman.
But yeah,
Not in this
Britney.
film.
and Machio plays this kid who's like this little dork who's like, I'm gonna get the blues, and yeah, so it's like him on his journey to become a real blues man. And he finds his tutor and goes down to the bar where he meets the Devil's Axeman, who was played by Steve Vai. So, and back in the day, we're like, there's no way he lost. Steve Vai totally stomped the floor with his ass. Sorry, playing his little cheesy classical riffs on that Telecaster. Get out of here.
The appropriate
Anyways.
word is buttocks. Okay, with potty mouth.
Fair enough. Buttocks. Anyway, so yeah, Crossroads. They never came out with a nice reissue of it on Laserdisc. So, wham, wham. They did, however, for Extreme Prejudice, also known as Double Border, right? Does anybody have any of those?
Yes.
Mine's stuck in a box in Japan.
Double border, baby. There we go.
Which is
Not
weird
one.
artwork. I always see that artwork, and I think it's like a gun with a truck behind it, but it's
Yeah.
actually just like his face with his glasses, and then like his hat is just like a giant explosion or something instead of a hat,
Yeah,
I guess.
Makes sense to me. Well, what's wrong with it?
Good,
Yeah.
good cover.
Yeah.
Why I bought it.
And I guess that's like a reflection of dudes in his sunglasses, right?
Is it a Western?
Yes.
It's a
not
modern-
Western. He's like a border agent.
Hmm.
I tried watching this today. I put it on. Nice widescreen release of this, and I couldn't do it. It has a lot of people in it. Rip Torn's in there.
Yeah.
Clancy Brown is in there.
Yes.
That's around Buckaroo Banzai time. The guy from William Forsythe, the guy from he's in it.
And Michael Ironside, right?
Yes, Ironside is in it, and the guy from Revenge of the Nerds, the African American guy, he's in it.
Nice.
It's a weird concept that you start with like all these army guys, and it looks like they're showing like their death certificate, but they're still alive. And I wasn't following. This is like less than 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I
was
think they're
not following
taking
what's going
the personalities of dead army guys or something. Yeah, that's like part of their scam.
I don't
Yeah.
know. They were calling each other sergeant and all this stuff. I don't.
There you go.
It's a good 90s reissue, but it's kind of hard to find these
Hard to
days.
find. Yes.
And people overpay for it because
Yeah.
get the Japanese one.
Yeah. And then the next one is stuck in my mailbox because I literally can't open the mailbox. The key for the parcel box just doesn't turn. So I'm going to have to let somebody else talk about. Of course, I've seen it before, but the classic 1988 film Red Heat.
Oh God.
Thank God.
Schwarzenegger and Belushi. Not the
Good
Belushi you
Belushi.
want, but he was dead. So
Oh, yeah.
you got to
Go
settle
ahead,
for James.
Brian, go ahead. You watched it.
So yeah, it's I enjoyed it, but I think Luke,
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
like Belushi's just kind of a dick the whole time. Like at no point was he ever a good guy. Even at the end, it's just like, all right, whatever, get the out of here. Like he was just a dick the whole time, and Schwarzenegger was just there to get his guy and do whatever it takes. And Belushi's just like, I'm gonna be a dick to everyone about everything. Like, and
Schwarzenegger is,
how
of
he's
course,
still-
Russian, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
With
and
an
does he
amazing
have a-
accent.
With his Austrian accent, he's speaking in Russian in his Austrian accent.
Well, I
Perfect.
mean, in the 80s, no one knew what it sounded like unless
Yeah.
you were Russian. Come
Oh
on.
my God.
In
Was
the
the
80s, we thought he's foreign, right? Oh, he's Russian. Fuck it.
It's
Yeah,
close,
close
enough.
enough. Better than Raw Deal, though. So I think overall,
But,
Schwarzenegger.
Even this transfer is not that great for a reissue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
you do get some of that. So
Yeah, it's worth it.
That first scene where they're in the Russian gym or something, where like ladies are naked and it's just
Was
like
it like a-
just huge guys just like pounding.
was it a
on
co-ed sauna? Like what was
Look,
that?
I don't know. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And then he tackles the guy and they go out the window in the snow, which is pretty cool, like going from this hot room to the snow, and they're just naked, just beating each other up, which is, which I did.
Which I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Russia. This makes complete sense. I'm not even questioning this as like far-fetched or unbelievable.
Yeah. So this is the movie. This was like my 5th Walter Hill movie, and this was a time where it was just becoming unrelentless. Like it was just pounding. Like I was just like, I can't fucking take it anymore. I can't. Like this is because for 80s movies, for me, when I was a kid, I loved movies that had just a clear like A to B. We're starting here, and we're going to go through and do all this. 48 Hours kind of has that. It's like a clear like goal. Raw Deal just seemed like I just didn't care anymore. Like I don't. Okay, you're here to get somebody. I don't care. It was rough for me. I don't know.
I did like the scene with the leg where he gets the cocaine at the beginning.
I don't know if I got that far.
See,
So like,
keep going. Once you get to the cocaine leg,
Fuck
you're gonna
you.
love it.
yeah. So like,
Yeah.
he's chasing this guy down in Russia, and he goes into this like bar for Georgians, it seemed, which not the American Georgians,
Yeah,
the ones from Georgia.
We are history majors, or we know Georgia is.
I assume a few of our viewers may or may not know what I'm talking about. But
Yep.
anyways, so he goes in there and he goes up to this guy and like they start talking and it becomes a fight and he knocks the guy over and like you see him like grab his leg like he's gonna just snap it. And you're like, oh my god, he just snapped his leg. But he pulls up a prosthetic and he like dumps out cocaine. And I'm like, holy crap, that was awesome. Like
Yep.
that was a great scene.
The
That
old
was
leg
probably
of cocaine trick.
Yeah.
So back to this other podcast we're talking about during this podcast. So Walter Hill talks about The Long Riders. He says it's not a great movie, but it has some good scenes. So it seems like all of them. They're like, it's not great, but there's some good parts in there.
And that's kind of he's not kind of trying to be the next Scorsese or
No.
Hitchcock.
He's a
just
working
kind of
man's director. He's
Yep.
blue collar, whatever. Yeah, he's doing
Listen,
the job.
when you need to make a little more money to make the crap you're making, you just do another Alien.
yeah.
But it's all over. Like it's so amazing. The movies we've talked about so far, it's just kind of he's hitting a lot of different actors. He's got Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
He's doing some, and I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. All right, we're moving up to what year are we in now? 1989. I actually went to see this in the theaters. I was working at the Bloomfield Fish Market in Bloomfield, Connecticut. I went to the movies with some of my coworkers to see Johnny Handsome.
Yes.
When I saw this as a teenager, it didn't quite like connect with me fully. It's interesting because Walter Hill was asked to direct this and was like, nah, I'm not going to direct this thing. Because, it's about this guy who's, faces, he's called Johnny Handsome because he's disfigured. And, and he's goes to prison. And while he's in prison, he's given the option by Forrest Whitaker to have this new reconstructive face surgery that turns him into this actual handsome guy played by Mickey Rourke, which is funny because in real life, Mickey Rourke was super handsome like this. And then later on, he looked disfigured. Anyways, but he comes out of prison. So now he's got this new lease on life, and the people that he hates, that kind of got him in trouble. He could either go for revenge and they'll never recognize him. He could just live a normal life. He ends up hooking up with Elizabeth McGovern and Morgan Freeman. This was like, I remember watching this. I was a big fan of him as Easy Reader on the Electric Company, but this was like one of the first times I remember seeing Morgan Freeman in a movie. And I was like, whoa, Easy Reader's acting. But he doesn't believe that this guy can kind of go straight. But yeah, it's interesting because Walter Hill was so worried about the goofiness of this concept of, this guy and this facial surgery and stuff that he was like, you got to play it cool. You got to play it cool and like, don't get too over the top. And so instead the movie just kind of sits there. But it's got some moments. Nice 90s reissue though. A lot of people just have the Image version. No offense to Image, but this is a nice live Pioneer reissue there. But yeah, Mickey Rourke. Yeah, it's good stuff. Check it out. Johnny Handsome.
That's a good one.
But yeah. And then somewhere around that same time, he started producing and directing episodes of Tales from the Crypt, including some, of course, Ry Cooder doing the music for it. I think he had the one with the guy that was the executioner. I think who the hell was playing that? The guy from Demon Knight was actually in that one, like one of the first 3 episodes of Tales from the Crypt. And he did a great one with Lance Henriksen with a bunch of guys that were addicted to gambling, and then they started gambling for like body parts and stuff, and like cutting their fingers off. And it has this like great kind of spoiler alert like ending where they're like in a hospital and they've been like gambling until they're just like stumps. Basically, they have no limbs or arms left anyways. But then he does have, I forget, I only have a couple Tales from the Crypt discs, also known as Hollywood Nightmare. But I think the third one he did was called Deadline, which I forget what the hell that one was about, but yeah. We're a great series though. And yeah, he was like an executive producer on the whole damn thing. But
oh yeah. He also was involved in my favorite which is the kids version, the Tales from the Crypt Keeper, which is the cartoon.
Yeah. And
which, yeah, that one's real good.
And all the spin-offs, because HBO was thinking about doing other EC comic spin-offs, like Two-Fisted Tales, which
did you get the box?
Might be trapped in my mailbox that I can't access. Yeah. Womp womp. But also Perversions of Science, which I don't think that hit LD. But yeah. And then Two-Fisted Tales ended up failing, and they just released them as Tales from the Crypt episodes anyways. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. And then, yeah, of course, produced Demon Knight and good old Bordello Blood, which is, I think, like one of the latest releases for Walter Hill on LD, but one of them. But anyways, he decided to go back to the feeding trough. Eddie Murphy had an idea for a movie follow-up to 48 Hours, another 48 Hours. So,
could you? I have not seen that movie. Could you tell me?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, how was that?
You
how did they make?
Take the plot of 48 Hours.
It's basically
in jail. Is he?
Yeah, Eddie Murphy is like, because he's like almost out of jail in 48 Hours, and then this one it's like a decade's gone by, and I guess he's still in jail or whatever. So he's like newly released.
He relapsed. You know.
Yeah. Bad times. But basically Nick Nolte is involved in a shooting that he feels is justified, but he's under the gun, and he's got 48 hours like to clear his name basically. So Eddie Murphy's trying to help him this time now. So
any Walter Hill, has it been a while since you watched this movie? Is there any Walter Hill characters that are in that?
Yeah, and a lot of people got cut out, because there were some people that were in the original movie that actually came back, but then they got chopped it because like the original cut was like well over 2 hours, and they trimmed it down to like 93 minutes or something.
Which is a shame. Just think of all that extra like character growth.
Yeah, bad.
Music by James Horner. Sorry, Ry Cooder. Yeah.
So real quick, the police chief in 48 Hours is such. He is such the police chief trope. Yeah, he's the loud guy. I'm so mad at you, Nick Nolte.
Yep.
Like I feel like he's played that character in like a sketch or something.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think part of the deal is like either like someone related to James Remar's character, and the original is now, I think he's like put a hit out on Reggie, and I don't know. So yeah, there's like all sorts of like revenge going on from the last one. So it's been a while since I watched that. So there you go, another 48 hours. And then of course around early 90s, Alien 3 came out, which he actually wrote a draft of, or versions of. So many people wrote that damn movie. But there you go, Ryan holding that up. So I guess that counts. But the one I know Luke wants to talk about is 1992's Trespass.
Yes, this is the last one I have here. Okay, here we go. Look at that.
Wait,
nice Japanese version. All right.
Or
I mean, you can talk about Alien 3 if you want. I figure, yeah.
Why was it made? I mean, like, it's like, hey, Walter Hill needs some money so he could make more, average films, and do Alien 3. Like,
but yeah, I don't even know where he came in on the writing, because so many people wrote that thing. Like William Gibson wrote like 2 different versions, and Vincent Ward, who did What Dreams May Come, he came up with that whole Prison Planet idea. So I don't know what the hell Walter Hill actually did.
I mean, I just feel bad for Sigourney Weaver, because she just wants to go home and she's sick of that shit. Yeah. Nope, screw you, Prison Planet.
Prison Planet, baby.
So
no guns, nothing.
I know you guys have had Aliens discussion before. Alien 3 is the one directed by David Fincher, right?
Yes, his first feature. Yep.
What are your thoughts? Which one does Haller hate? Is it Alien 3 or Alien 4?
Haller despises Alien 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I absolutely adore it.
Okay.
It's fine, but it's just I think if you look at like the first three, it's a definite drop off. Like
it kind of works more as its own thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you just watch Aliens and you're like, I can't wait to see what happens next. Like, it's kind of a kick in the balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, I can't complain. I got to watch 3 Alien movies for the podcast. That's good.
Did you watch all? Yeah.
Of course I did. Like, they're all Walter Hill. They count.
Sure.
Yeah. I feel like there's a nice, arc. Your first one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Second one's really, really good. And then the third one's crap. I mean, it's not crap. Don't get me wrong. It's not crap. It's just comparatively.
Yes.
Like, I felt like it was a huge drop off because it's like, man, where are they going to go? Prison Planet.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't really have a lot to say. It's just kind of like, we just need to make a movie to make a movie. So, Prison Planet.
I mean, I did like, if you've never seen it, there's a scene where she's like face to face with the alien and then the alien runs off and you're like, wait, really? Come on.
Yeah.
But they did explain it. I was worried they weren't going to the first time I was watching through, and it's like, no, they do explain it. But like, if you're watching it going and you're like, why?
Yeah.
So,
and the actors and are great. Of course, they all shave their heads, so they all look pretty much identical.
Yeah.
And back in the day, like we didn't know who Charles Dance was in America. So, like, I mean, not watching it now, it's like, oh, that guy's in Game of Thrones, and and Charles S. Dutton is fantastic in it. There's a little bit of Lance Henriksen in there. They found a way to work him in there, but yeah, a lot of British actors and killer sets.
Yeah,
love the score.
I did like how nothing works. Like, it used to work, but it's just shit.
Yeah,
now. We're on the Prison Planet. Deal with it. Like,
yeah, we don't use this shit.
Yeah, we can't fix anything.
So if you think about from a producer standpoint, you think about the Alien franchise. I always thought it was amazing. The 3 directors for Aliens 1, 2, and 3 are amazing. You've got, Ridley Scott, you got James Cameron, and you got David Fincher. That's amazing. And it's all because of Walter Hill's amazing production work, executive producing work.
His visionary production work. Yeah. I mean, even Jean-Pierre Jeunet, I mean, he'd already done some cool things before Alien Resurrection. So, I mean, so it seemed like a no-brainer to get him involved in, but he's just a little too weird, maybe a little too French for for the Alien franchise. And then he went and did Amelie, which is also fantastic. But
yeah, there's this this whole on the Netflix the movies that made us. There's a whole one on aliens, and that was actually really informative and cool.
It was good.
Yeah, that was really good. And I like that they they mentioned Walter Hill. I was like, Walter Hill.
He's a podcast favorite.
Luke's top 5 directors.
Yeah. Now that since you love Walter Hill so much, why don't you tell us about Trespass a little bit, Luke?
Oh, sure, I would love to. So Trespass, like I said before, I saw this movie in the theater. It is a story about 2 firemen, who's played by Bill Paxton and William Sadler, who you know from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure
and Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, and a bunch of other Walter Hill stuff. Yeah.
So like his 5th appearance already on this?
Tales from the Crypt, yeah.
So they're 2 firefighters and they save some guy from a fire, and he's like, the last thing is like, oh, my treasure, go in this house, go. And I'm like, what? And the only line of backstory I've ever heard in all of these Walter Hill movies, William Sadler says, I'm paying my rent and my ex-wife's rent or something like that. And that's it. Like, that's the reason why he's doing this. Okay. He's got a lot of debt. Got it. Yep. And so they go to a bad part of town and a really shitty warehouse, whatever. That is the place of the entire movie. Like it's one of those movies where they go to one spot and that's it. There's nothing else. But it's like a reverse standoff movie, because they get into this apartment and they lock themselves in where the money's supposed to be, and they happen to get Argyle from Die Hard. Like they get him. He's the brother of Ice-T, and they hold him hostage. Yeah, so it's like a reverse standoff, or reverse, like, what's like Dog Day Afternoon, where but it's like the people outside want to come in.
It's like a siege.
I haven't seen The Siege.
Well, it's like a siege picture, like Assault on Precinct 13, where you're inside and everyone's trying to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they want to. I don't know. Anyway, it was horrible. Come on, it was really bad. I did not enjoy it. It was.
When you saw it in the theaters, though, did you like it or no?
When I was when I was in 4th grade, if someone said "fuck" on the screen, I was like, "This is the coolest thing ever." Oh my
Good
God.
point.
Yeah.
Never changed.
Yeah.
So it has Bill Paxton in it. Rest in peace. Let's start with that.
All right. Here's the part where you start dumping on Bill, huh?
I don't care for Bill Paxton as an actor. I don't. I think he.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Kick him off.
If you guys noticed, Holler's not in this one because
Yeah.
of his opinions, and Luke is trying to,
I am trying to be appropriate and not just dump on people, but I did not.
Sure.
Whatever's about him, I'm sure he was a wonderful human, and that's great, and no, whatever. But his whole shtick, like his acting shtick, where he's just kind of a aw shucks hillbilly kind of guy. Oh, we gotta get at what's going on. We gotta get. I know it's not for me. Like I'm good.
You're an anti-Paxite.
I'm not an anti-Paxite. That's right. I think what he did with the foundation, the whatever, is great.
you probably hated Twister.
So he didn't do it in Twister as much, though. Like he didn't do that shtick. He was a little bit better by then, but like it's in Weird Science, that whole thing. He was like, "Oh, this is working. I'm going to keep going with this."
Probably explains why you didn't love One False Move that much either.
Because he's not like
that's kind of him doing that to the max. Yeah.
Yeah. There's one movie. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's called The Devil's. No shit. It's called.
I've never seen The Devil's No Shit.
Yeah. Oh my God. Give me a second.
Was that an Albert Pune movie?
Yeah, it must be Albert Pune. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Cyborg 5. The Devil's
second.
No Shit.
The Devil's No Shit.
Talking is hard.
Looking up Paxton.
Bill Paxton. Oh,
he was fantastic in True Lies.
He's got a lot of credits. You might take you a while. So
yeah, I know, right?
Listen,
he's successful despite your attempts to slander him.
I feel like we could do a Paxton episode based on.
I know,
we should do a full Paxton.
The full Paxton.
It is okay to have differing opinions.
Like it.
Like it's all right.
Yeah, but not when they're contradicted.
Yeah, not a shitty opinion. Yeah.
Streets of Fire. You want to talk about him in Streets of Fire? The bartender with
diner guy,
hair?
right? Or
that's it.
Yeah, bartender guy.
Oh, hey, lead actor, what y'all doing? And okay, see ya.
Well, like he was nobody back then because that was like the same year Terminator came out. He just had like a tiny bit part in Terminator, so
right.
He wasn't anybody.
Yeah.
That's pre.
The Dark Backwards. Okay, The Dark Backwards.
Oh yeah, Dark Backwards. Yeah.
With Adam Rifkin movie with Judd Nelson that he's like a stand-up comedian, like a really bad stand-up comedian, and he grows a third arm or something. It is on LaserDisc. It is.
Is it Walter Hill?
No, it's not Walter Hill. It's so bad. And I remember watching it, and that was kind of where I was like, man, I don't like this guy. And it's Bill Paxton playing Bill Paxton. He's like playing his best impersonation of himself. I'm like, oh man, I'm not. Anyway, whatever.
He had a movie with Wayne Newton in it.
Who hasn't? I was in Mars Attacks. I mean, come on.
All right, Paxton episode coming up next. Anyway, so all right, we're almost done with the Walter Fest. Moving on, we should have Spencer on because I know he's a somewhat fan of this movie. This is from my original LD collection. Like I bought this from Suncoast back in the day too. Wild Bill. It looks really nice. It's got a lot of black and white moments in it as well. Some killer sound in there. But yeah, cast: John Hurt, Diane Lane, Keith Carradine, Christina Applegate, Bruce Dern, David Arquette, and Ellen Barkin and Jeff Bridges. It's a Western. Of course, everything Walter Hill does seems to be a Western, even when it's not a Western, but it's just him getting back to it. We didn't even talk about freaking Geronimo. Does anybody have Geronimo, an American Legend?
You also missed The Getaway, the remake.
Oh, the remake. Yeah, that he wrote.
That has a DTS version. I just want to point that out.
Do you have it? Do you want to show it?
I have it, and it's in the next room because
with Baldwin and Kim Basinger.
It's got Baldwin firing a gun on the cover.
Yeah, that's totally better than Steve McQueen and or whatever. Yeah.
No, Baldwin is no
Get away. But yeah, Geronimo, which I don't have.
Oh, is that a Western one too?
Yeah, Wes Studi was playing Geronimo. Jason Patrick's in it, and John Milius wrote it, so it's should be a killer combination. But I've yet to watch that one. So someday. But anyways, but yeah. Well, she looks for that. Wild Bill it is. But yeah, sounds great. Looks pretty damn good. You know, mid 90s MGM pressing.
Yep.
Pretty decent. I mean, there is a lot of just like kind of sitting around in the saloon kind of thing. So, but pre-Deadwood, he was involved in Deadwood. So this kind of has some Deadwood vibe to it.
I mean, if it's a Western and they're not in the saloon for at least 5 minutes, is it really a Western? Wrong Geronimo.
Yeah, wrong Geronimo. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. All right.
Yep.
It's got like a blue cover with like a maroon band on the side.
Yeah. It's got like a band on the right side, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an exciting. There you go. That's good stuff right there.
Okay.
That's the good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Geronimo just.
Yeah. It's pretty cheap. I should probably buy a copy.
Yeah, it's super common. Like I probably have had 10 copies and just passed on it. But now that I know it's Walter Hill, I'm probably gonna have to get a copy and watch it and tell them about it.
We'll save that for the second Walter Hill special. We're probably gonna do one every season, right?
The movies we missed last time from Walter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
At least I tried.
Right after the Paxton episode.
Yeah, the Paxton 3-parter. So but anyways, yeah. So
every 6 years, like with Paxton, like there's so much good stuff that you can break it into chunks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Might as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was the president and Independence Day, right?
Paxton?
That was Pullman.
Yeah, it's Pullman. We're gonna do a Pullman special too.
The good one. The good Bill. Got
we
it.
We could do like a Paxton versus Pullman episode. Ooh.
I think we should do an episode where it's all the people that you mistake for each other.
Yes.
Yep.
I like it. Let's do that. Do this whole series.
Yes.
You know what?
Yeah.
No.
Anyways, so after Wild Bill, he decided to kind of go back to a little bit of a Western vibe again, but this is more a modern, early kind of bootlegging. It's basically a remake of every version of Dashiell Hammett's Red Harvest. So it's like Fistful of Dollars, a little bit of Yojimbo, and I see Ryan's got it there. Last Man Standing. Of course, you got to have the DTS version.
This one cooks pretty good on the.
It slams, right?
Like if you want to watch a movie that sounds good and there's guns and explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah, and in the 80s and 90s, Walter Hill had a hard-on to remake John Woo's The Killer because, of course, you can't just watch a Chinese movie. Like it's not good until you remake it. So him and David Giler did like a script. Richard Gere was going to be in it. I swear Keanu Reeves was going to be in it for a while. But this is pretty much like Walter Hill's. I mean, of course, it's in the olden times, bootleggers and stuff like that. So it's different gangs that Bruce Willis is playing against one another very much. Yeah. Like, Yojimbo or Clint Eastwood. But it's pretty good. David Patrick Kelly returns in it. Who else showed Christopher Walken in there?
I think that Walken was like, they like played him up so much. And then he was just kind of like, Like I feel like he could have been more unhinged and it would have added more to the movie. But then that might have been character development. So we want to shy away from going too far.
And Bruce Willis is like interested. Like, I mean, he's a good actor when he wants to be, but this movie is funny because it's like you take that guy. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Sorry.
You take that guy who's like the enigmatic gunslinger, and you give it to like Clint Eastwood, and he nails it. You give it to Toshiro Mifune, and he nails it. And it's like Bruce, like he doesn't bring that much to the table. You're like, there's not much going on underneath that face.
And like Bruce is good when like he throws in a little comedy or a couple of one-liners that are just really, on character. There was none of that. Like, and then like you think like, oh, he saves that woman or he saves multiple women. Maybe he's gonna end up with one of them. Why would we go that far? That would mean like there's an actual end. The explosion stopped.
Yeah, he's an anti-character. He's not an anti-hero. He's just but that said, some killer shootouts. The sound is amazing. Do we have Ray Cooder in here doing music?
I don't think
yes.
he did that one.
Right. Yeah.
It is because like he did all of this one. This one was like all in. He's in the opening credits.
Oh, Bruce Dern's in there too.
Yeah, Bruce Dern returning again. So it's Walter Hill-tastic. I saw that in the theaters. I actually had to give credit to Akira Kurosawa, which is nice.
So I saw this in the theater as well. I was young, and it was, I don't remember much of it. I did not get to rewatch it this week because I had given up on it, but I was planning on it. But this movie is funny because in the Patton Oswalt book about movies, I remember he goes on a long tangent about how much he hated this movie because it's like a remake of a remake, right?
It's a remake of a adaptation. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like,
Hollywood.
Anyway.
But yeah, if you like The Killer, you might like this because it's got a lot of two-fisted, John Woo gunplay. So
if you like The Killer but can't find a copy,
yeah, if it's too expensive
and you want it to just explode in your ears,
yeah. If you like The Killer, you can't afford the Criterion Collection, and you got a subwoofer, and you want to make the most out of it, get Last Man Standing. Yeah,
and your
glowing endorsement, really.
Yeah. And then, around the same time, he produced Bordello Blood, which we showed. And then, of course, Alien Resurrection, did that Perversions of Science thing for TV. And sadly, Supernova didn't get a LaserDisc release, or did it? Yeah.
God, did you see that movie? I was reading about it. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, he took his name off of it. And couldn't even Alan Smithy it because everybody knew who Alan Smithy was by that point. So he had to change it to something else, like, I don't know, Tim Smith
or
or
Walter
something.
Hill to take his name off of it. That's got to be bad.
Yeah, who else? Somebody else directed that too. It was like,
it was Francis Ford Coppola.
Right? Yeah,
he like edited or something. Yeah,
yeah. It was like multiple people tried to save it. It didn't work, and yeah. So that would have been one sweet ass late release, though, had that come out. But, yeah,
that would have been like a $500 late release for nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do we learn from all this? Walter Hill is great, and you should go check out all his movies.
I thought it was we just don't let Luke decide what we're doing.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yep, that's what I learned.
I think it's good to take risks in life, even though you might not pay off.
Yeah, but we have plenty of other risks we can take that don't involve Luke making a choice. I think,
That's a good spread, though. All those movies we had some new discs, some old discs.
Okay, let's brainstorm first. What are some other directors or that would be better and that would hit the same wickets? That kind of
Pune.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's got like 22, 23 LaserDisc releases. That's pretty prolific for the era.
Yeah. Let's throw it out to the viewers. Maybe they have some directors that they love that are prolific.
Or in the live chat when you're watching.
I mean, obviously, Vinny wants a Scorsese. Let's be serious.
Yeah, Vinny was Sour Grapes that we did. Yeah, Walter Hill before Scorsese.
Yeah.
So speaking of Vinny, one of the earliest discussions I had with him was like, what director had all of his releases released on LaserDisc, like every single one of their movies released. The answer is
John
Hughes. John Hughes.
Oh yeah.
Every one of his movies was released because he died, about the same time.
When Vinny killed him.
He went to
fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah. But another one is Mel Brooks. I think all of his movies are on LaserDisc.
Listen, John Hughes got a writing credit this year. I just want to point that out.
Really? Well, for what?
For Home Sweet Home Alone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he in 2014 he got a writing credit for Beethoven's Treasure Tale. So he's still out there.
Yeah.
So you're saying he faked his death?
No, I'm just saying that he's still so prolific from the LaserDisc era.
Oh God!
They're having to reuse his material.
Yeah.
So the John Hughes episode, like Sam wants, and not me.
I mean, come on.
And then if they make Ready Player 2, he's probably going to be in it as a CG version of himself. So
no, because the movie adaptations of Ready Player movies are horrible. And
they won't even have that
right
at all. It'll be something really lame that nobody cares about. Yeah.
For people who don't know, in Ready Player 2, John Hughes is in the book in a pretty good way. Like he goes and visits him in the.
There's a whole planet within the story that is all his movies come to life. Yeah,
it's pretty great.
Yeah, check it out. All right, go ahead, Ryan.
Hughes did do Drill Bit Taylor, which was a really big film for Owen Wilson.
Taylor.
Which one is supposed to be the super bad prequel or something? Isn't Drill Bit Taylor supposed to be the characters from Super? Okay,
Is it a super bad prequel?
I thought so. It was written by this. Okay, Viewers, what in the live chat? What do you think?
Spencer's saying something funny right now. Good
Yes.
one.
The correct comment. Luke might send you a disc. Might.
I'll send you
No
this
guarantees
anyway.
you'll like it.
And it might be trapped inside your parcel locker.
It
Oh,
might
no.
be porn.
Womp womp.
Trapped.
So I didn't do a proper wolf pick because I figure we're doing the big Walter Hill thing. But what's your favorite Walter Hill movie out of all these?
You're not even trying these days, are you, Sam?
But no, that's the wolf pick. Out
Sam
of all
gave
these
up
we
on
talked
watching
about.
movies this time too.
Yeah.
Listen, I got 9 Walter Hills in. I mean, 3 of them were Alien movies, so that's
Is that your favorite?
easy.
What was your favorite that you watched for the podcast?
I mean, I think it's The Warriors, just really good. I mean, but Streets of Fire is a lot of fun too. So
Yeah.
like those 2 are right up there, and then the rest is a tier or 5 down.
Yeah, I'll go with Warrior 2 just because it's the first thing. Like, yeah, that thing crushed me when I was a kid, and then Streets of Fire like later. So, but Streets of Fire is pretty damn badass. So,
yeah.
What do you got, Max?
Big Diane Lane fan. So yeah, Streets of Fire, 100%.
Streets. Yeah.
Hands down. I mean, Tales from the Crypt though, because he really is, he is part of that. It's really hard.
He
'Cause
did
that
some
is-
good episodes too.
Yeah,
So
I know he did some good episodes, and just the fact I literally like every October I watch the hell out of friggin' Tales from the Crypt Keeper. So that's my morning show that I watch. So
nice. Did they get no LDs of those though, right?
I wish. Yeah, it was a little bit. I mean, it was the right time. It was a little bit on the late side though, so couldn't quite make it.
I have a cool Crypt Keeper doll, but I think he's packed up. So I can't show him to you guys. Sorry. You got a favorite, Luke? Trespass?
Oh God, no. Warriors, he's hands down. That's a wonderful movie. Yeah, it's great.
Second? Is there like a second?
The Driver, the 2 that I started this conversation.
So basically, you should have just stuck with those and then
and then stopped watching.
stopped. Yeah.
That's awesome. The one Warriors thing that I read is that they had a long distance run from the Bronx to Coney Island, which is like 26 miles or something. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So like a marathon?
It's like an ultra marathon. It's a little longer. It's
I don't
28.
know how long miles and kilometers are. It's all the same to me.
Okay, maybe we should get a look.
So maybe we should all go out there and do that sometime. I mean, I'm in shape.
Yep.
I mean, this is the health and what's
It's the LaserDisc Wolfpack
the shared
health and
fitness
fitness.
we all weighed in, right? We're good. We're on May tape.
Yep.
Okay, good.
I cut for 3 days.
Man. You guys ready to do some pickups?
Yeah. We prepared for this.
We did it. Got stuff. I can talk about some stuff.
Sweet.
Luke sent some stuff. One of which got thankfully it wasn't like a valuable one, but it got destroyed by ye old USPS. Yeah. It's a nice shadow disc, so shout outs to Spencer. I just got it because I'm a big fan of the movie, and it's a nice Japanese version. But as you can see, that obi is a little tweaked, and somebody punched that through. But of course, as long as the disc is okay. But it's Spider City.
Oh no! Oh man!
So
tell me about that. Okay.
It's gonna look nice when I frame it, though. So
yeah, I got you.
But he also sent me Colossus Suburban Project and Silent Running. So
Nice.
trying to get as many encores as possible.
And so that's the only widescreen version of Silent Running. Am I correct in that? Or no?
It is, yeah. And for some reason, it was like a hot commodity for a while, and then all of a sudden, like nobody cares about it anymore. But like for like a bit there, this was like the big encore edition you got to get. And then like I don't know. Now everyone's just into the Matrix, but whatever.
Yeah, that's an encore edition too, right?
It is, yeah. I like those encore edition double whammies. So, and Colossus the Forbidden Project is cool stuff too. So, Luke sent me some of the cool stuff. I didn't have Island of Dr. Moreau, the Japanese one, also known as DNA. I don't remember if it's a different cut. I know the US version is like the director's cut. Talk about a movie with multiple directors. It's all over the map. Crazy stuff. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Luke's favorite movie, Legend. I didn't have the Evergreen, so thankfully someone found this one. He was trolling around Japan, so
it's true.
Thanks, Luke.
You're
Jerry,
welcome.
Jerry Goldsmith score. Not widescreen, but it's as good as it gets. And I'm a big fan of Long Kiss Goodnight, and this has the British poster art instead of the American poster art. So I do have the DTS US release as well. But this is nice. Yeah, nice gatefold. Good stuff. Thanks, Luke. Just in time for the podcast last episode, The Survivors. So, Robin Williams Part 2. Yeah, great film with him and Walter Matthau, and was it Jerry Reed in here as well as a crazy villain? Yeah, fun stuff. So I'm going to revisit that. And just because the seller had a sealed copy of Being Human, I figured you can't, go wrong with too much Robin Williams. So
Yeah.
I still haven't even cracked this open yet. So I'm saving that for the second
They
Robin
don't need
Williams
to.
episode.
Ever.
And Peter sent me a couple things. These are just packing materials because you know him and his Criterion collections. So he sent me producers, which again, it's great. I didn't have it. And one of the 8 million pressings of Raging Bull. So
Yes.
there you go. But the thing he was actually sending me was a Hong Kong movie called Takes Two to Mingle.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Can't wait to watch this. It's not even an LDDB, so I guess I got to add it. So yeah, but it's got this guy and explosions. So there's a car blowing up behind him. So
Can't
Looks
be bad.
great.
yeah, it looks pretty fun. Yeah, this guy has got a cool shotgun and yeah,
7 out of 10 on the cover right there.
dude. So should be fun. I think it's like got some comedic elements to it, but we'll see. So that's about it for LDs. What do you got, Ryan?
I got a few things.
I
as
bet you did.
usually do. So I decided to mix it up and not just do one of a certain like country or origin, just to make it a little more fun. So finally picked this up. This is the
Oh, from
late
Kiss.
release
Yep.
Document of the Dead. This one is hard to find. Like, just
One of
doesn't
the
show up.
few Synapse releases in LD.
Yeah, one of what, two?
Yeah, I think so.
Shout out to Seth.
Nice.
Him and I a year ago
Oh my
picked
gosh.
up a giant like 60 plus disc DTS collection, and it's starting to show up. Most of it's here, a few more to come, but finally got my casino. So like I've known I've had these discs coming for a year. So like every time I saw them hit eBay, I'm like, oh, nope, wait, gotta check my spreadsheet. But I made it. Here's another one. Nice.
Nice.
DTS DiCaprio, because that's what we're going for.
Yes.
And then one more, just because finally found a DTS Most Wanted, and this was, I think, eBay or something. So really, really good stuff. I got some stuff from other countries too. This came from Indonesia, which is a US release. It's Chad McQueen, Michael Madsen, and
High
this
quality.
other guy. Oh yeah, he's on the alternate cover. Yeah,
Old
see
dog.
that right there.
Yep.
Feldman.
Right
So,
there.
Yeah.
That's a great
And
cover.
Jan Michael Vincent. I mean,
This is an Indonesian release of Redline. It's impossible to find in England, like a US release, but I got them both at the same time. Just why not? Because
It's so good.
Feldman.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
I like that face Chad's making too.
It's
That's
great.
good.
It's a great. It's a great movie. It's actually really good.
And then I wanted to get some more Jeff Wincott, so I got When the
As one
Bullet
does.
Hits the Bone. I mean,
Yeah.
this cover is exactly what you want. You've got guys shooting a gun and explosions, and the back doesn't let down. More female shooting a gun, guy held at gunpoint. Like
Yeah.
that's just
Like 8 out of
Good.
10. Right?
good design. So
Yeah.
I picked up The Power Within.
Ooh,
Zabka,
This
baby.
is
wow.
Zabka and Ted Jan Roberts of Magic Kid fame, and other
Wow.
things.
Oh my
This
god.
is sealed still, so
How could anyone leave that sealed?
I know, but I left it sealed for the podcast, but not much longer.
They couldn't stand the power within.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I've got to show this off. I've told people about this a bunch, but this is the Russian Godfather.
Jeff Conway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
It's
like from Greece.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh my god.
So
Total
it's
Kaneki action.
it's Indonesian release, just quality.
Is it better than Red Heat?
I'll
Probably.
have to find out. I'm sure that it's gonna lack the DTS. It might have a DTS logo, but it's not gonna have the DTS soundtrack.
I know it might be a rare DTS issue.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Uh huh. but I'm sure the writing is going to be way better. So,
All right. Yeah.
and then one more Indonesian release. Have you heard of this movie? It's called Demolition High. That's Corey Haim, Alan Thicke.
Oh, they used to hang out a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a team combo unit. But,
Yeah. That's a party.
This is a impossible to find disc, and a little more. They just reused the cover shot.
Yeah.
Same, why not?
Who's that being held hostage by Heimdog there?
I don't know. Bad guy?
He looks familiar. Yeah.
Maybe.
Bad guy. He's the best.
Bad guy. And then I got a few Japanese releases I'll show off. Thanks to Kevin for highballing, which it had me at semi-truck action.
Yes.
Everything else is like you got cowboy hat, semi-trucks, fighting. Like
Gold.
Sign me up. How do I get this movie? And
Is that Peter Fonda?
who knows?
Nice.
It's not even in English. But I mean, the movie will be, but the jacket's not. I bought it based on the cover. I know nothing about it, but there's an explosion on the back.
Yeah.
How can this be
7
bad?
out of 10.
Ballin'.
Got When 8 Bells Toll,
Ooh,
Anthony Hopkins. I believe this is supposed to be like a Bond ripoff.
Yeah.
So,
oh,
we'll see.
It looks a little highbrow. I don't know.
yeah.
It might be. I don't know. I got this bad boy.
Wow. Okay.
Just sweet Japanese horror. I think this is it Sweet Home? I can't remember. But it's not in English. I'm looking forward to it though.
Oh yeah,
It's
Sweet Home.
Super hard to find, and people way overpay for it.
Huh.
I did not.
Whoa.
Two more. These are more common releases.
Nice. Rockstock.
Stock. And then the last one, super common.
Nice.
American Beauty. It's got like a sticker removal, so like it didn't fetch the premium that.
I'll throw it in the trash.
Yeah, I probably should just burn it on live stream. So, but yeah, so just some stuff that you find on eBay all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Maxeene, what do you have?
Well, I got my Criterion monthly box in. So I got
Yes.
Death Junction.
which just this. I mean, this looks incredible. I have no idea. It says suspense. We'll see how suspenseful it is.
Looks a little erotic though too.
Burning passion, hidden rage.
Yeah.
No one survives in the junction.
Damn.
Yeah, that is some passion right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here. Oh, Firestorm. But not the other Firestorm.
The other Firestorm.
The John Savage, Robert Carradine one.
I did like a triple take on this. I was like, wait a minute. Firestorm. But not
Firestorm.
So I mean, yeah, John Savage, yeah. Sold. And then I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's just gotta have Tracy and I'm sold.
Yeah, I guess we gotta do the Tracy episode after the Bill
Yeah,
Paxton
I
episode.
got a few more before we can do a Tracy episode. But we're
Then the
close.
Billy Drago episode.
Yeah, right. We're all I'm
in for
probably
that.
there. And then I got a couple other ones here. This one,
Oh,
Nice.
this one, I feel like this is pretty hard to come by.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I had this on VHS as a kid. I do not remember it. But it has cats, and this looks very much like reminds me of my cat. So
Why don't they dance? Is it like Footloose? Is it
it
forbidden?
must be cat. I mean, they're dancing all over the back cover. So
Yeah, I think they're lying. I think they do dance.
yeah.
Report back, obviously.
Yes,
We'll open the next episode with your report.
perfect. I'm good for it.
They've got cats and they don't dance and want to know.
But they really do.
Oh,
Nice.
It's funny. I've had this literally on my shelf next to the Roger Rabbit for forever, and then all of a sudden people are saying this is some big deal, and I'm like, I don't know why. So I just pulled it out. I'm gonna watch it and see what.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't.
I had a VHS of that once. Yeah, yeah.
It's probably
It's just cartoons, right? Just cartoons. From,
Shorts. Yeah.
I think that not all of it gets ported forward because of various
Oh, is that
reasons,
okay?
violence, etc.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, yeah. just-
Cartoon cooches again. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's
Nothing
any
like
of
a
those, but
cartoon
yeah.
gooch.
completely. Just,
Oh, Lumiere Brothers.
Fun.
yeah, I've
Nice.
never seen this one before.
That's cool.
This looked, yeah, his first films pretty early here. It's 1895 to 1905.
Damn.
Pretty crazy. Looking forward to that. And then
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Now we're talking.
Hopefully
I-
yours is not as rotted as mine is, but
it's sealed.
oh,
So
there
we
you
will
go.
see.
Schrodinger's rot.
It's in really good shape.
Schrodinger's rot. Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
seen that? Have you seen that movie before,
No,
Max?
never even heard of it.
You need
Wow.
to watch that movie.
Yeah, check it
is
out.
Amazing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was just basically cleaning all my stuff around here and basically reorganizing things, and came across that. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm interested. Tom Waits is really what sold me.
Hell yeah.
All three of them were great. Just great.
Nice.
Mm.
I'm really excited about this, guys, because this is set in the barbaric new dark age of the year 2021.
Oh no.
Man,
That's real.
My pretty much my favorite is
looks pretty
seeing-
accurate. Yeah.
seeing movies set in a future time that you can then in the time watch the movie. That's like my favorite thing. I love that. So
Nice.
very, very excited. I mean, this is just like He-Man, like basically on the cover.
There's a lot going on there.
It's incredible. I mean, but it's-
Amazon Warriors. You can't go wrong.
I'm real excited about it. And then I got some holiday business. I, for whatever reason, was missing this one for a while.
Oh. Spooky times.
Yeah, I gotta have the berry pumpkin. And then I got some Christmas ones. This I feel was like a very unsuspecting cover until I read who was in this movie. It's James Belushi. And then
Nice.
I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Lacey, it's the girl from who plays Gretchen in Mean Girls.
Hmm.
And then friggin' Charles Nelson Riley, who, like I love from Match Game, and I'm just like, what
Nice.
what is he doing a voice of? So I am just, yeah, I'm really actually looking forward to watching this. This is kind of late too. It's like 97.
Yeah, never seen that.
Yeah, I have no idea. So
Just in time for the holidays.
just in time. And then the last one I picked up for Christmassy time is
Oh, nice.
never ever seen this one. I have no idea about it. But Scott Glenn and Mia Farrow.
Tony Goldwyn. He always plays a dick. Report back and see if he plays a dick.
Okay, I'm sure you will.
He probably will.
That's funny. Yeah.
I'm sure
That's
it's no Christmas in Connecticut.
Oh, I mean, probably
What
not.
is?
What is? Oh, I almost forgot. I got a new phone case.
What? Who's
I-
making that?
I made it. I custom made it.
Dude, that's awesome.
LaserDisc City.
That is too cool. You should start selling those.
Should I? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Coming soon.
People buy those at least.
Yeah, maybe coming soon, guys. if
Yeah.
you like 'em.
Cool.
That's what I got.
All right, what do you got, Luke?
Okay. So for a second before doing this, I thought I was just going to say pass. I have nothing. I did, but I did get some stuff. One of these times I'm going to pass. But all the rest of my from my trip to Japan, all of the rest of my boxes finally came in. And it was kind of sad to me how much wasn't for me. I was just buying to resell or buying for you losers.
Yep.
But here's, and I'm not sure if I showed these last time or not. So tell me if whatever. I've got a nice. Did I show you this one? Scanners, nice
Oh,
scanners.
Scanners now.
Yeah.
That's
Love
pretty
that
cool.
cover.
Love that cover. Yeah.
And then just in time for Thanksgiving, the ultimate Thanksgiving movie.
Ice
Plane,
Storm.
trains.
Touch.
Nope. Try again. What was
Plane,
it?
trains?
Planes,
Boom.
trains, and automobiles.
There
Yeah.
you go. Look at that cover.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
that's a really good cover.
That's
Yeah.
way better than any
Yeah.
other cover.
Yeah, geez, that's
So-
all these other back. I mean, like,
When's the
look
best time to watch Planes, Trains? After Thanksgiving? Right before Thanksgiving? When would?
After.
Right after? Okay.
how-
So
Maybe
another
right
one?
before, but
yeah, I think right before,
Listen.
or maybe on.
yeah, or the day of. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Or
thing.
I pick while eating, like while eating
Yes.
food and watching.
That's
It's a good, yeah.
So the interesting story about Japan. There was another guy in the Navy who was getting out of the LaserDisc. Like did I tell this? I don't know if I told this or not. But he reached out to me a while ago and said, "Hey, man, do you want some of these discs?" And I'm like, yeah, "What do you got?" And I picked 3 that I sound really interesting. And he said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm actually coming, so just hold on to them, and I'll pick them up when I'm there." But my time kept changing. When I was supposed to go this week, it didn't go, and he just stopped talking to me. And then when I was actually, I let it go, it go, whatever. And when I was in Japan, he reached out to me. "Hey, do you want these discs?" I'm like, "Yeah, sounds great." And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Bro, I'm here." And he's like, "What?" And I was actually, the hotel was like across the street from where he was working.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool. Like I just met him one morning and he handed me these 3 discs. The first one is Road Racers.
Nice.
Cool.
First Rodriguez movie. It's not the first Rodriguez movie. No, sorry.
Well, you did it for Showtime.
Yeah, I've never seen it, So looking forward to it. And it's got a commentary track on there. So
Yeah, it's a good release.
And David Arquette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you really need.
he's the best. He's a world wrestling champion, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Next one, nice Lost Children.
Nice.
Cool.
And this one, nice Mummy.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Mummy. He did not
And
charge
the
me
Japanese
anything.
title is what? Hamanoptera, I think.
Yeah, duh. I mean, obvious.
Yep, Hamanoptera. Yep.
Makes sense.
So anyway,
Yep.
Another disc I found in Japan. I am a collector of the Quentin Tarantino. When he released the movies, shit, what is it called? I'm a huge fan. I can't even think of the name of it right now. It's anyway.
Oh, the Grindhouse stuff?
Yes.
The
but he
Rolling
only
Thunder. Yep.
Rolling Thunder. There you go.
Rolling Thunder.
There we go.
Curdled.
But
Sounded-
Fetish.
Fetish. So this is a Japanese release of. It does. Shoot, I thought it did say it somewhere. Anyway, it's got the logo on there. It's got the Rolling Thunder logo, and so I was excited to see that one.
It's fun.
Cool.
And it's got like a direct tie-in to From Dusk Till Dawn, so
Oh.
you're a
thought it
Quentin
was-
fan.
I thought she is supposed to play she plays the taxi driver in Pulp Fiction, and it's supposed to be maybe the same character.
Yeah, they have different names and they're kind of different, but it's basically like the guy who made that movie made a short film with her, and then Quentin's like, "Oh, cool, I'm gonna steal her and her
Right.
character and just change it a little bit." And like, I guess the deal was, if I can use her for Pulp Fiction, then I'll give you the money to make like a feature based on that character.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah.
Last one that I got from Ryan. This was when I remember, kids, if Ryan ever says, "Do you want something?" Yes, of course I want it. He gave me a nice Chase Moran,
Nice.
which is, what's the other name for it? Assault on
Dome 6 or something.
Moon
Yeah.
Dome
something. Yeah.
6, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's got Bruce in
Campbell,
there,
baby.
like a nice young Bruce in there, and some other people. And I threw this on, and it is just a Die Hard in space ripoff. Bruce is
perfect.
the bad guy, and then some other guy is meeting his girlfriend at the dome, and then bad stuff happens, and it's pretty great. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we have the only 2 known copies in the world. So
It's so rare that you happen to get 2 copies.
yeah, and I've never seen another one.
Yeah.
Kind of like that Tracy Lords film.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Tracy.
Whatever, it happens. So
Cool.
So yeah, that's about it. That's all I
Very
got.
nice pickup, sir. You guys want to rock some hot topics?
yeah, bring 'em.
Cool. What do we got? I don't know. I can't see anything in LDF because I've been banned. So
I think you've been muted.
yeah,
I think you just can't comment.
I knew it was going to happen. I just couldn't resist.
Yeah, you know, when you mess with fire,
What's the
You burn.
story?
Well, somebody I know is looking for some DTS discs. So maybe the kids watching
Yeah,
YouTube will have them. Let's
I
put it
need-
out
I
there.
need Dragon DTS. Like, it's not exactly a, super hard to find, but no one's got a copy. And
Did you find Pocahontas or no?
no, I also
No,
need
okay.
Pocahontas DTS. Like,
All right, so 2.
Yeah.
But
2, And I've
before
got-
you go run into your shelves, he needs the DTS versions.
it's got the.
I got Pocahontas. I got it.
Yeah, not the
So, like-
signature collection. Yeah,
This part right here.
I got a VHS copy. You need that?
exactly.
But I do have, Last Man Standing and probably 40 other DTS behind me that are for trade for these two. So
yeah,
find them.
All right.
Get them to me. Hit me up.
The challenge has been thrown down.
Yep.
Somebody out there must have those things, right?
Yeah, I've had them in the past. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a copy of Pocahontas in Europe, but at that point, like, I can wait. I don't need it. I'm 6 discs away from complete, so
yeah,
might as well finish the job.
How many DTS discs are there?
113.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing Japanese ones too?
I'm only getting the one. I already have it. The one Japanese or 2 Japanese discs that weren't in the U.S. and that was the demo disc and then the ransom DTS.
Oh, yeah,
I got those.
Gotcha.
Like, I've got all the hard to get ones. I've got Scream. I've got Blade. Just I don't have Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And I can't find Dragon at all.
But do you have Robber Royale already?
It's in Sweden, so yes.
Okay, all right, good.
It popped up on Swedish eBay, and so
Swedish eBay is the best.
I mean,
eBay.
this is common.
eBay.
Yeah.
But just can't find Pocahontas.
All right.
I missed a copy a little while back. It's kind of beat up, but I'm like, I may not ever watch it because I mean, there's better movies than Pocahontas.
Hashtag own to own.
Well, when you're this close, you might as well. I mean,
Might as well
Dragon
go for it,
I'll
yeah.
watch.
You got Eric Clapton. What?
Yes.
You should have stopped then.
Yeah, I got Clapton, and I even got Tina Turner from Sweden. So really, I'm set. When you think of all the good DTSs, Tina Turner's
Tina
right there.
Turner's Sweden.
Eagles,
I'm fucking
pizza.
set.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
The worst thing is when you're looking for something, you will find it, and then the second after it pops up all the time.
Yep.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Well, it was like Clapton. I got it, and then Peter got it, and then it popped up on eBay for less than probably what we put out.
Things do
before.
come in waves like that because the big kind of thing being joked about in LDF now is somebody was asking about Star Trek Insurrection. And it's not a super expensive late release. It's just a latest release. There's a Japanese pressing and a US pressing.
And people want it.
Yeah, there are multiple times a year when you could be like, I want to get that, and it will not be on eBay and it will not be on LDDB.
And then there will be 4 3 months later.
Exactly. So yeah, they come in waves, clumped together. I don't know what it is. Yeah. So you just have to be patient.
It's about as common as the Matrix. Just people aren't willing to overpay as much as the Matrix.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah,
We just have to spin it first.
that's the next Matrix.
Yeah, let's say that, and now it's a thing.
It is a thing.
Yeah. All right. Good. So let's start selling those. But I think there's one Japanese one on LDDB right now for sale. So there you go.
Probably, yeah. And it's even more common in Japan. But the Japanese is not AC3, or is that one AC3? I can't remember.
It might be. I'm trying to remember if it is as well. But the American definitely is AC3. So.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because sometimes they would cheap out on AC3 with some of those late releases. You're like, yeah, we don't want to pay that extra Dolby Digital fee.
So there is a Japanese AC3, but there's the bilingual one that's not AC3.
Yes,
That's what it was.
It's actually another topic I want to mention because that came up at someone was saying like, oh, anything that says LDG, doesn't have any on-screen subtitles, which isn't quite true. But there are a small amount of films, like if there's also a Japanese dub on the disc, a lot of times there's no hard-coded subs. And they seem to do that a lot with Star Trek stuff.
Which is awesome. I mean,
yeah,
good way to find a nice disc. But
because there's a box set of some of the movies too, right? There's like 2 different versions. It's like a gold one and a silver one. And like, yeah, one has no subs. So pretty cool.
Star Trek in particular, you're talking about I'm sorry, I was feeling something. Star Trek and subtitles in the box set of the TV shows, they have English and English dub and Japanese dub, but then sometimes out of the blue you get subtitles at the end there. It's almost like they didn't. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Is it for the aliens or anything like that? Like when there's like,
Or they just forgot randomly that they're not subtitling them. But yeah. So yeah. So there are some films that have there's some films that have a Japanese dub and no English at all, like A Bug's Life. So sorry.
Yes, and
Mulan.
Life of Brian.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, yeah.
But yeah, for the most part.
Sense.
I want to.
Go for it.
So living in Japan, I always find it, and having all these Japanese discs, people are like, oh, I hate these Japanese subtitles on my Japanese disc. I'm like, do you really think the Japanese market just, it's like if something was put out in America and it only was in Japanese language and that was it. You know, like why do you think that would be a thing? Oh, it doesn't have just English and no Japanese subtitles for the Japanese market. I hate it. Like, what? It's
They're really not very distracting. I mean, especially the less you know the language, the better, because they're really easy to ignore. If you're,
I forget I'm watching them, and then like you get a lot of widescreen ones where you can zoom it out or crop it out. Like
if there's like scope films, you could totally crop them out if you have like a DVDO that does that. Yeah. So I don't know. Did it bother you, Max?
No, not even at all. Like, I mean, there's almost I have two copies of the Adventures in Dinosaur City or Dinosaurs in Japan. It's the same movie, and I've watched both versions, and it's not like you are fully distracted by it. I guess the only time I've ever been distracted by it is probably in Class of Nukem High, because they keep moving the location of the subtitle to be
sometimes they put them on the sides.
And you're just like, can you not just pick a place? Like,
especially in the 80s, they would do that a lot in the 80s. You're like, oh, we could put them on the sides for this bit.
It was like, it's down here and then it's like up here and you're like, whoa, wait. And it's they can't, it's like, whoa, that's a little excessive. That's the only time I've ever had like a you know. And then because when they moved it to the side, it's like over blocking something. It's like you're just like missing a piece of the scene. That's the only time.
But some dudes they do get really mad about just even their existence. They're like,
I hate Japanese discs.
The only time it bothers me is when the disc has English closed captioning and it comes up over the Japanese subtitles. It's like, oh, that's too much going on down there. I can't take it.
All right, there you go. Oh, what else is new and exciting? Oh, David Wimberly hacked an AC3 demodulator that only pumps out the RCA jacks, which is pretty cool because like you can get demodulators that don't have digital outputs really cheap a lot of times. They just have the 6 RCA outputs, but you need to have a newer receiver that has 6 RCA inputs. So they're kind of a pain in the ass. So like that Yamaha DDP-1, and I guess you just found a place on the board where you can just touch it and you can just get that AC3 signal demodulated and bam. So it seems like that's a good way to just hack those cheap ass demodulator boxes from now on out. So if you're a little, you got a soldering iron and you're a little crafty. So because screw those 6 RCA outputs. Those things are annoying. So
wow. Or just buy a receiver that has it built in.
Yeah,
I did.
That always works too. So, but no, it's good because there's a ton of those things. So at least there's like a good option for you to be able to hack those things and make them a little bit more user friendly. So, what else is new? Everyone's mad that the New York Times didn't mention that Let It Be was a big LaserDisc title. Yeah,
that was probably at the top of their here's the story. LaserDisc, first paragraph, boom.
Who's got Let It Be? You guys have Let It Be?
Oh yeah,
Luke must have it, right?
Yeah, I have it.
I've had it a couple of times.
Yeah,
Let It Be was in the first lot I ever got, and it was probably the reason why I got the lot.
Oh damn!
I was looking through the list of what this guy was selling, and I'm like, oh wait, that's really rare, and kind of got me into collecting LaserDiscs. I sold that one pretty quick though, but then I wanted it back and I found it maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, it's a horrible movie. It's not good. It's hard to watch. There's a reason why it's not readily available.
This is okay. Great. This is completely conflicting to my opinion of it.
Okay.
I love this movie because I feel like it is one of the most like honest representations of just a tired touring musician's life, like with your band.
Yeah.
And like I like it. Like I like that you get to see that, and that's I feel like in a lot of ways that's pretty true to representation of things.
Yeah, and I mean, those guys were, man, they were just pressed against the walls at that point, just nonstop. Yeah.
Yep. It's not like people left them alone.
No. I mean, just watching the anthology box set last year, it's just amazing the amount of they had a lifetime of band activity crammed into like less than 10 years.
Literally. That was like that just just doing like only a couple of things that they did in just a very small period, just the movies and all of these records and just that much touring, like that's it's extreme. And it's like, I feel like unless you know somebody or you have some level of like relationship to music in that way, it's hard to relate to that idea that it's that grueling. Oh no, you're like a big rock star, you know, done for you. No, you still have to get on the planes and go through customs and do all the crap that, you know, you got to still do all the life stuff of it. It's a lot. So
yeah, I'm still excited to watch the Peter Jackson version, which has apparently the fun stuff too that didn't make it into Let It Be, but
yeah, no, I want to see. I love all of the Beatles stuff. Like I love all their movies and their quirky things, just the things that John says and almost everything just cracks me up.
Oh yeah,
but like the whole flack that Let It Be gets, I feel like it's just from a place of like misunderstanding that lifestyle rather than it being like a bad movie. Like I think it's super interesting, like that they just let that out too. Yeah.
And Rooftop Concert is pretty much the coolest thing ever. It's so cool. U2 even copied it in the 80s. So yeah. Man, I remember when I first started the band like that, I just wanted to play on a rooftop. That was like the goal.
Yeah. So I mean, that's legendary. And that song
we had a rehearsal space that was in a factory building, like warehouse building. And the whole time we're like, we got to figure out a way to play on the roof. Never did, but yeah.
Missed opportunity.
I know.
We can still, we'll get a band together. LaserDisc Wolfpack band. Yes. We're going to play rooftop.
The Wolfpack 5.
At the university, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we got a place now. Great.
Go Turtles.
Yeah. Go Turtles, yes.
Speaking of traveling, maybe Luke knows this. Taylor Johnson posted in LDF that there's some sort of a display in the San Diego airport with a stack of Sony LaserMax players. What's the deal with that?
I don't know, but that looked very familiar to me. I mean, they have these weird things, you know, in the, I don't know the answer to that. I have not seen it in the San Diego airport, but it looked legit to me. Yeah.
All right.
You should have went and checked it out. Yeah. Bought like a plane ticket just to investigate.
Yeah. Go investigate, report back.
You clearly don't know me.
You can use your stipend to get the plane ticket.
Yeah, I am flying soon. I will go look for it. How about that?
Get yourself like a raincoat and a cheesy old microphone and just live stream your reporting from there.
It would pretty much just be like, I found it.
Look,
that's
it's right here.
Wolfpack on scene.
LaserDisc players. Back to you.
Yeah, back to you, Sam.
You should just film a segment.
I was, you know, if you want to see a bunch of LaserDiscs in San Diego, you could just look in my house too. Like that's
even bigger stacks. Oh, you got rid of a bunch of those players, all right? So.
Yes, I did.
Things in the wild. Seeing things in the wild is different.
Yes, I know. Yes,
it's different.
Yeah, I don't even know what the purpose was there for. Like, I don't know, just
it's probably a technology.
Yeah.
Whatever display.
Yep.
Yeah.
They use LaserDiscs to fly the
like
planes.
An art exhibit, like.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how you used to have to learn.
Yeah.
They have two rocks, and then they have went from two rocks to a LaserDisc player, and then
imagine an internet you couldn't update once you made
it. Good times. Yeah. What else is anything else? Anyone see that was exciting?
No.
They want to talk about no.
No fights, no drama. So
yeah.
No.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
Which is good.
Oh, well. All right. That's cool. We can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any other major hot topics. Yeah.
Let's move on.
I mean, it's like tech stuff, but you guys don't like the tech stuff, so.
No, that is true.
I just get a bunch of glazed looks.
I don't mind it, but
yeah,
stack the projector on the player and go.
Yeah, it was just like boring stuff, like what to use to clean off oxidized contact terminal stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and I just said
contact cleaner. I mean,
deoxit contact cleaner, and that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stunning segment.
Yes. Yeah. Deoxit. Yeah, literally.
And again, don't use WD-40 for everything. That seems to
literally don't use it for anything plastic. Please, for the love of plastic, don't use it on plastic.
Whenever there's something repair question going on. Someone always comes in with
Yeah.
WD-40. Yeah.
They come in hot too. Like they just, it's the
Oh.
greatest thing. It's not.
They're the people that are the first to crack a friggin' roll of duct tape for the problem. They're the WD-40s. Like,
Squirt it. Yep.
yeah, it's not,
And then
it's
duct
not
tape
for
it.
everything.
Yeah. Get some
Yeah.
white lithium grease maybe, but no,
Yes.
yeah, no WD-40. But
No.
But yeah, I got some deoxid. I got a Muse decoder that had some kind of terminals on the back
Yeah, that's
that were a
the-
little funky, so I just cleaned them off. So
yeah, deoxid's good, contact cleaner's good.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's about it.
good deal. All right, there you go. Tech talk. The kids love it. And what else? Oh yeah, one guy did the Doomsday thing. Everyone's doing the same thing with the Doomsday, the Daikon anime release. You have that? You don't have that, Ryan? Daikon 4?
Why?
Yeah,
It's on
it's funny.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's really short. If anyone's never heard of it, it's basically it's animation for a convention in Japan in the early 80s, and there was a few of them that were made, but Daikon 4, this convention, it's pretty cool. It's pretty badass, but it uses unlicensed music from ELO.
6 minutes of stolen
It's basically a bootleg. It's basically a bootleg.
Yeah, it's basically the animation company that ended up becoming Gainax did this thing, and so it's got all characters. It's got Godzilla, it's got the battleship Yamato, but then it's got Star Wars. Darth Vader's fighting people in it. Yeah, so they're never going to get the rights for it. So every anime guy I know who gets an X9 player wants to make captures of that. So, but it's really rough. It's like what 8mm, 16mm at best footage, super scratch. So
crappy transfer to begin
his
with.
YouTube video didn't look that great. I'm just gonna say.
That's as good as it looks.
Yeah, the disc doesn't look that great. So
honestly, his YouTube video, that was probably the best YouTube video I've seen of it.
Absolutely, yeah.
The source material is just so bad that he's doing people a favor. But
yeah, because that's the ironic thing is that if you get this Doomsday device that can actually capture the raw RF LaserDisc video, like you can theoretically make a copy of a LaserDisc digitally.
So wait, you're saying we could make new LaserDiscs?
Dude, Daikon 5, let's make it. But yeah, so the joke is that everyone ends up making this super bad looking anime 16mm scratchy thing, and they could be but anyways, it is
of lasers too that you possibly could give.
yeah because it's funny because somebody actually did post on my channel. It's like, oh, can you post a video so I can see what LaserDisc looks like? And it's like, not really, because in order to see what LaserDisc looks like, you kind of just have to watch a LaserDisc, like unfortunately.
Well, upscale it through Mad VR first so that you can see exactly the way it was intended. Yeah,
you can make captures and they can look pretty damn good or whatever, but if you really want to see what it looks like, you kind of just gotta plant your peepers in front of it live. But
I mean,
I have one more topic that I thought of.
Oh, look at you. Bring it to the table.
Bring it to the table.
Do it.
The Matrix, the copy of the Matrix that was all busted up that sold for $450. Why is this price rising so much? And should I sell now?
Coming out.
It's the Power Noob.
It's
totally
Power Noob, and it's like this whole post stimmies last year. There's also a lot of crypto thing because as Ryan will attest to, crypto guys, and this leans into the whole stock market thing, flexing and kind of spending outrageous amounts just for the sake of it. It's like half LaserDisc, half NFT at this point. It's almost like just showing off to show off. So it's hilariously, like back in the day, people would be like, oh, you and your late releases and your Muse discs and stuff are super rich snobby people. Meanwhile, all these jabroni discs people are just throwing way more money. You could buy 2 Muse discs for a copy of the Matrix now. So it's just this perfect storm.
Yeah. And I mean, the Matrix is one of the most common discs for the year it came out. You look it up, there are more Matrixes in collections than any other disc from 1999.
Yeah, for 99 release.
But people are still like, I gotta have it. It's and it's the first one they've gotta have. So it's hey, with $400, how about you get a better player or a projector or something? Something.
So should I sell mine? Should I?
Well, Seth just said a sealed copy sold in Norway for $625.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it
I
might
think
be
there's
it might be
one up
time.
on eBay again. So
Then the
How
real
much is
question,
my empty cover worth then?
I don't know, a couple hundred, right?
put a
At least
DVD
100?
in there and then there you go.
The eBay one sold for best offer at 450. So I'm guessing somewhere between 300 and 400.
So we all have a copy? Yes.
I've
no?
never seen one in person, and the East Coast
Really?
is not a common disc. I've never seen one in the flesh.
I've had 3. I mean,
Yeah, I've had at least 3, maybe
Yeah.
4.
So where's the
That's
line
covered.
as collectors? Do we want to keep a copy, or do we want to sell it for the highest price?
I'd hold on to it because I'm a fan of
Yeah.
the film. Yeah.
yeah, I think when you look at the Matrix, that's the only good one. You can argue the other ones had cool things in them or whatever else. But when you talk about just sit down and watch it, it's an enjoyable film.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's $500 enjoyable or $400 enjoyable. Like,
Yeah, and part of the reason I never got it is because it was always around $100, and it was like,
Yeah.
I just took it for granted it was always going to be around $100 or 125 or something, and someday I'd get it. And then, feeding happened over the past year or so,
and then same with like Sleepy Hollows now, like going stupid.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool movie, but
Yeah.
That is
it's
one
just-
my wife said, "Do you have Sleepy Hollow?" I'm like, "Oh no,
Oh.
I don't." And it's like, "Oh, I gotta find it now. I can't."
now you got to impress her. Yeah.
Yes.
Complete release.
350 on eBay. So
But I felt bad for that kid because one, he was like selling his stuff because he was in dire straits and worried about getting kicked out of his house and stuff like that. So he got that disc in a trade with Peter, and it was kind of beat up. Peter had it kicking around, and Peter really wanted an
That came
AC3 disc the guy had.
I got that disc out of like a resale shop. In the
Yeah,
South
so it's
Side.
like a hand-me-down Chippendales disc, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And,
still the Matrix. It looks the same on a TV. The discs weren't like scuffed or anything. It was, but like the jacket had been.
I have a really good jacket, guys. It's the first time I've
Put them together.
no
Got it.
disc. It has no
Yeah,
disc.
okay, yeah, put it out there.
I
We
didn't
just
even
got to
think
find
about
out who
that.
bought
It
it.
hit you up and like doubled my stonks.
Yeah.
And
No.
yeah, so he talked to Peter and was like, "Well, I'm actually going to sell it." And Peter was like, "Sell it for like 400." And then he posted that, and everyone was like, "Well, what the hell, man? What's
And it
going
was
on?"
Sold.
You never. And then one guy was like, "I'll give you $50," and it's like that wouldn't have been even a good offer.
Everybody else in the
5,
thread was
10
like,
years ago.
"Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're a douche." Like,
You're a douche. And it sold for like I think $350 or something. So
Yeah. People like to be salty, like when it's their name
Oh, yeah.
attached to it, but when it's their eBay username, they ain't so salty. Like,
yeah, oh yeah. It was just so
and
funny
I
how-
hate to say it, but like, if you put it on eBay, like you don't get any crap for putting it on eBay.
literally.
I know that is the LDF thing is you have to run the gauntlet of the guys that are like, "Oh, no way, man, $100 at the most." Yeah.
And they put their "I'd buy that for $1 GIF" or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you, guy.
Yeah.
That has to be there though. Is it even LDF without that?
Yeah. And that's part of the reason the high rollers don't post their Muse
Yes.
discs for sale. And when that guy had like Muse Jumanji, which is like, it's a bit of a unicorn, and everyone's like, "Oh, what the hell, what's going on?" But again, people will be paying that same amount of money for Rad in about a year or so. So
I
I
know.
don't know. Everything
Well,
is upside down now.
The good thing is Rad finally hit like Blu-ray with a super amazing copy, and then immediately another studio put it out too.
Yeah.
So like there isn't the LaserDisc the best copy. There's still people who are like, I want it because I remember it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you
'cause-
don't have the chase anymore on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, back in the day, that would actually like crush the market. Like I remember Marauders Metropolis was like $100+ back in like the turn of the millennium. And when it came out on Blu-ray, it just the ground fell off, and nobody cares about that now. But like, yeah, the Blu-rays did not kill like the desire for, same with the Wizard. People will still overpay for the Wizard, but it's not like what it used to be.
Because
So I think it went back up. Like the shout knocked it down, but
Yeah.
now it's recovered. Like,
It's that's what it seems like. The ground floor kind of dips a little bit, but it bounces back. So
I think there's the few people that were like holding their copy, like clutching it like pearls, and then they got the new version. They're like, all right, I'll sell it. So those are the ones that like you're selling at the worst time.
do you think that guy that had that box full of sealed Rads finally got through them all?
No, I think he's still up there.
You still got some? Yeah.
No, that's where I got mine. And it's like,
yeah, it's literally same. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to have literally like found the greatest storage locker ever for LaserDisc people only. Like,
Dude, yeah, that's a Storage Wars win right there.
I've seen a
every
box,
normal
like-
person walked in like, locker full of LaserDisc? What the hell?
What the hell? Yeah.
$5 for the whole locker.
Yep, I got a box of rads now. Yep.
Yeah.
That's better than that box of like Disney sets that you were getting
Yes.
sold, Max.
That's literally so. Okay, I once at a swap meet saw an actual box full of just in dead stock. This would have been sent to a distributor
Yep.
of just Braveheart,
Nice.
and I'm like, nope. And then the other one, I was like,
Time to
maybe,
retire.
maybe it's also Braveheart, and it was not. It was like all Malcolm X, and I'm like, also nope. So I didn't buy either one of those. And then completely years later, I'm at this place where this person's getting rid of literally everything. They were a store and all that. And then it's like endless copies of freaking all of the Disney box sets,
Yeah.
to the point where it would just like you can't list that many copies of Lion King box set. Like
It would
people
ruin the
don't need that
market.
many.
Yeah.
Like no one needs that many copies of Lion. There's already so many copies of Lion King box
Yeah.
set. This now increased that many that people thought existed by 20-fold. It was too many copies.
Like
I mean,
Fantasia.
It was like there were a lot of Fantasia. Yeah, there was a lot of just. It was a lot of
should've got the
Disney. They were
Fantasia.
really into Disney.
Those are
I
the-
tried. I tried to get some things. You know,
Yeah.
it was an all or nothing type of situation, and it was a. I was like, nope, I don't need that many copies of that. It was what I had, and then that many again. And I'm like, where am I going to put that? Who? How much is that? Time is that going to take just to alphabetize that? I'm like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it actually reminds me that there was the guy that was asking the question about LaserDisc stock back in the day of pan and scan versus widescreen, and was kind of wondering if the pan and scan ones are out of circulation now, which I think the circulation is exactly the same as it was. Like,
I thought his question was,
Yep.
when widescreen came out, was it popular? And it seemed like a dumb question to me, because it's like, it seemed pan and scan happened, and then widescreen, it was kind of a natural evolution into, that's how I read that question.
it was like how available was it versus widescreen? Were there more widescreen, the pan and scans, and is the market now like reflecting that, or is it just the fact that people held on to the widescreens, that it seems like there's more widescreens now and the pan and scans got broken over knees or something, which is not the case. There's still pan and scan copies of a lot of things, but in the 90s there was a lot more. The big studios were pressing more copies of Braveheart in widescreen, but you can get Mission Impossible pan and scan.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
They're available. And they will sometimes fool you into thinking you have a widescreen copy.
They certainly will. They certainly will. Yeah.
Yeah, there's several. Yeah, the director's
loves.
pan and scans,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
Cameron letter.
Titanic guy one in those too. Yeah. And the Abyss and all. Yeah, there's a lot of ones that are like they brought that in as like I don't know if it was a gimmick or what that really would be considered, but yeah, it's strange to see director's pan and scan at the top of a movie where it would be like widescreen, like otherwise.
How many were there of the? I mean, I love my True Lies director's pan and scan. What other other than James Cameron?
There was some
Anybody?
other. James Cameron was the only one that did the director's pan and scan, and called it that. So yeah, it's just the Abyss, and T2 is the same
T2.
process, but he didn't call it the director's pan and scan, I don't think. But and then
Titanic, yeah.
Titanic, yeah. So and the Abyss, yeah.
Okay, some guy said, "Oh, I finally found a Titanic." Which one's harder to find, the widescreen or the pan and scan?
DTS.
Yeah, DTS is the wicked hard one to find, but yeah, the pan and scan one would be the
pan
harder
and
to
scan,
find.
sure.
Yeah. Pan and scan GoldenEye is hard to find too. So,
Yes, I was just gonna. Yes.
but it's out there.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's if you had 5 copies, let's make it 10 copies of GoldenEye. I think you probably would have maybe one of them would be pan and scan.
Maybe, yeah.
If you really pooled the people together.
But then, once you move away from the big studio pictures and you move into image films and Broterian stuff, nobody bothered with widescreen for a lot of that stuff. So
Yeah, I mean,
VHS ports.
if it was straight to video,
Yeah.
it might not have had it may have never had it, or just they cut it down and that was that, and no one ever saw it till it saw Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So,
And even the studio stuff, sometimes it's weird what they would choose. They'd be like, yeah, Candyman. Nah, we're not going to do a widescreen version of that. Like, I'm like,
Which
really?
makes no sense.
That's weird.
Super weird. Yeah, there's some definitely ones where the cover looks like it should be like widescreen, and then it fully isn't, and you're like, why? That's just a very
like
weird
Southern
choice.
Comfort 1995 reissue.
I totally thought that was going to be
And
widescreen. Yeah.
scared.
What, really? Okay. All right.
I mean, I don't care if I'm watching a LaserDisc. I'm watching a LaserDisc. Like,
Yeah, and again,
I'll
Walter
get the
Hill
better
movies.
version if I can find it. But
Yeah.
if I have the image, whatever. Yep, sure.
But anyways, yeah, so it depended on the movie and it depended on how popular it was. But yeah, especially in the 90s, widescreen was pretty prevalent. So
Yeah, for sure. By 95, I mean, geez.
yeah, so chances are if it was a
Plus,
big movie.
wasn't that the reason you were buying LaserDiscs in the 90s anyways?
Back in the everything's backwards now. So yeah, because a lot of people are coming at it like it's shiny VHS. So, but yeah, back in the day, people were hardcore super cineasts and super nerds, and they were like, I want the widescreen. I mean, I was like that. I was that guy.
Luke was like that.
It was, I mean, I think it was truly marketed from the sound perspective first. That's with all the Ray Charles and all of these things that they were like sound that sound you can see. I think the pioneer slogan there for their while there was.
Yep.
So I think it was like the aspect ratio was like the least of what they were marketing,
Yeah, until Criterion came along and started doing it a little bit, and then it really didn't take off until the 90s. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, there were people. I remember distinctly my father, who when DVDs came out, and we got DVDs. He's like, "What are these black bars? Oh, that's so dumb. Like,
I'm not paying for black bars."
Right.
It was weird because I mean, it was like LaserDisc was being brought to the masses as DVD because it was like, as a LaserDisc fan, like, yeah, you just took widescreen for granted. We were totally used to it. Everyone that came over my house was used to it. So it didn't seem like an issue. But yeah, one that was brought over to DVD and was mass marketed, people lost their freaking minds. I saw so many people freaking out in Walmarts about that.
I believe it.
Early on, they did have the full screen, and they had full screen and widescreen versions.
Yeah, like you got like your wedding singer and have one on one side, and you flip the disc, and you have the other one. So, but
and now looking back, it's like, why would you even have that? Like, why do no one wants to watch the pan and scan version?
It was like that one little window.
Yeah,
exactly.
That was the type of TV they had.
Sure.
You wanted to fit the screen, Luke.
For like what, 4 years? That was like the death of 43.
Disney CRT for your child's bedroom better fill the whole screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Good times.
All right. Still can't believe that people watch like SD feeds that are taffy outward, like
taffy-tastic. Yep.
What?
I see some weird stuff on those, like those little like bonus channels that come over the air, like the mystery channel and stuff. Like, I don't know what they do to the image on some of those. Yeah.
They run it through VCR.
Some are squished, some are stretched, some are like pulled, and like half the image is like cut off still. And I'm like, I don't even know what's going on.
It's worse than a Hong Kong transfer.
Yeah, like the mystery channel logo just says MY. Like, where'd the rest of it go? I don't know.
Yeah, I love it has a classic TV, and it has like it's double compressed.
Yeah, that's always good. Yeah.
Yeah, it has like 4 huge black bars or 2 huge black bars. Yeah.
Anyways, cool. Hot topics, everybody. Thanks for your knowledge. Let's do some non-LD pickups.
Sweet.
Yeah, I got a few. Let's see.
As if.
I got a videotape in from Luke because it fits in my mailbox, so it didn't get lost in my parcel box, which is unattainable. A Sweet World of 007, highly classified VHS.
Ooh,
nice.
Exported from Japan, so thanks,
What's
Japanese sailor man.
What's the backstory there? Spencer was talking about it. Was that given away with something, or do you know anything about that?
Yeah, this is the one. Was it Roger Spotswood doing this? This was Tomorrow Never Dies era. Yeah, so promotional video stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. And it's got to show you the label, little MGM reaction there. But yeah, I love the clamshell. It's got that.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of steel look. Right. No Blu-rays or anything, I don't think. Sorry. It's just gonna be vinyl.
Nice.
Went to my local shop, got a couple things. Gary Newman Telecon.
Such a good record.
Yeah, gotta have some. I used to have an old hand-me-down beater copy, and
Yeah.
so this is a replacement of that. So
Great cover.
yeah,
Oof.
killer stuff.
Legendary record.
This is the reason I went down there. I saw him posting this on Instagram, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is my favorite album by that band. I need to get this before it disappears. Dead Can Dance, Within the Realm of a Dying Sun. Fantastic fucking album. This is a UK import. He actually posted that on Instagram because it had like a football schedule on the inside. I asked him if it had the football schedule, and it did not. But yeah, great 4AD stuff. And yeah, Lisa Gerrard, who did 8 million movie soundtracks later on, and Brendan Perry. And this I couldn't believe was there. It's a freaking anime soundtrack for one of my favorite shows, Macross, from the movie Do You Remember Love? Symphonic stuff. Had the obi and everything, even though it's lame. I was like, what are the chances I'm going to find a Macross soundtrack in my record shop down the street? And apparently chances were good.
That's really cool.
Got a couple things from my my sailor contact. A mono Casino Royale to go with my stereo. So best record ever made, according to Spencer, right?
I think every record ever made is the best record.
Luke, you liked Casino Royale, right?
Next, pass.
He also threw in a couple other little surprises, like the Dragnet soundtrack. So
yeah, there you go.
I always liked the I have the Art of Noise single, but I never had the full soundtrack. So
that's cool.
Who else is on there? New Edition. Peter Aykroyd and Pat Thrall and Patti LaBelle. Yeah. So, high quality.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I was also psyched about this. This is pretty interesting. I don't know where you found this, but it's actually a
Japan.
Yeah, Nobuo Ohara and his Sharps and Flats doing screen music. But this is not quite on Discogs, and normally it doesn't have the whole and the cover there, little From Russia with Love image there. Supposedly it's got the From Russia with Love theme song and a bunch of other things. I put this on. It looks like it's like a test pressing or something.
It looks like a test pressing. Yeah.
It is definitely.
Does it have? Okay, my first question is: does that record go with that sleeve? Because I was kind of thinking.
Don't know. I put on track one, and it certainly didn't sound like the From Russia with Love soundtrack,
right?
Or the theme song. And I popped on a bunch of others, and I'm like, I didn't recognize anything, but it definitely had like a big bandish kind of vibe because it is, in Glenn Miller style. So now I have to kind of like listen better and see if I'm thinking it might still be the same dude and the same band, but it might not be the same.
On the second side, just hidden in there.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I'm gonna listen through again and see if I can actually identify the songs, like hold my phone out and use one of those song finders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
throw it on YouTube. They'll figure it out.
It's got James Bond on the cover. And I finished my Dave Grohl book that I was reading, which was great. So I had to get a new book. I got Vibrate Higher by Talib Kweli, and I just finished this as well. So also great. So it's a relatively brief read. So he was part of Black Star with Mos Def and has a ton of appearances on other people's albums and has a bunch of solo material as well. So talking about the hip hop world coming up in New York and being part of the scene in the 90s particularly. And so now he's got a podcast, which is really great too, called The People's Party. So recommend listening to that. So Talib, that's it. What do you got, Ryan?
Well, unlike you, I have no self-control. And Dollar Tree exists, so I got some pickups. So here we go.
That's a horrible combo.
We've got Fretwater, which this looks good.
Zoe Bell's in it.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
It's got I'm assuming a crocodile or alligator. We'll find out because they can say it's one thing and be a different thing. Yeah, so I'll just wait for them to tell me. Mercenary or Mercury Man? I don't know. It's Magnet though, so like. As you know, if it says Magnet on the spine,
buy it.
I buy it. Quality 3-headed shark attack.
Got Treo.
Werewolves of the Third Reich, obviously.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm not done. We've got the Jurassic Games.
Yes.
We've
Save
got
that for the Dino
military
episode.
and velociraptors.
Yes. I'm ready for the dinosaur episode.
I was really excited to find those. And then one more DVD, Dirty Lies. It's got
Anybody?
people but
Yeah.
it looked good for $1.
Yeah, check on a car, sure, with a gun.
Yeah, just casually aiming the gun. Yeah.
Tidal Wave Blu-ray.
Wow.
This is Magnet, so I had to.
Yes.
Rites of Passage. It's got our boy Christian Slater, so it can't be bad. And it's Magnet. It's
Wow.
a double whammy.
Oh my
Damn.
gosh.
There was the horror triple feature with the Walmart sticker from Dollar Tree for $1. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with 3 horror movies on Blu-ray for $1.
Yep.
We got
I mean, I guess you could, but
Survival of the Dead.
Ooh.
nice. That's the one I haven't watched yet. I hear it's bad, but
It was $1. It can't be bad.
Yeah.
We got Silencer with Danny Trejo and Tito Ortiz. That's a good. And
Yeah.
Chuck Liddell. You've got Multiple Fighters.
yeah.
It's probably over the number you need, but
Yeah.
whatever. And then I did splurge at Big Lots,
Oh.
and I found a copy of Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies.
Wow.
$3.
Wow.
That was
That's
$3
splurge.
trees. So it
Big
better
spender.
be good. And then I got some vinyl.
All right, what do you got?
I was visiting my local shop, and I decided to venture into the death pit basement of hundreds of thousands of vinyl. I don't even know.
Wow.
Oh man, I never go into that.
50,
thing. Yeah.
50,000, but all their soundtracks are down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's got the radio station. It's the promo
Promo.
Oh, I
radio
love
station
it.
sticker from
Yes.
Milwaukee, B97 hit radio,
Yep.
which was around for like a year or two total. So
Cool.
it's a big win.
It's got Vinny's favorite song on there. What I Can Dream
Yeah.
About You. Yeah.
That's a good song.
That's a
And then
really-
I'm just gonna get right into the meat and potatoes.
oh, okay.
Picked up Burt Reynolds with "Ask Me What I Am."
Wow.
So
Yes.
not only is it a Burt Reynolds album, so you know it's going to be good.
Yes.
Hang on,
Oh, got a poster there? Oh, trifold.
you've got the inside, which is
Man.
decent,
Oh yes.
but look at this.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god!
Hey now.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Can we
there's
get that
lot
printed on a
going
body
That's
pillow?
a lot of man.
Straight
for a record.
centerfold Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and it's untorn, so it's going to stay that way. But I just know it's there if I ever need it.
Yeah, you might
Yeah.
want to look at that in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Frame
it's going.
that.
It's going to go to my office and be on display.
Yeah, frame
Right
that.
next
Even
to
better.
Don Johnson. I want to see what a man is. You got Don Johnson, Heartbeat, and Burt Reynolds.
Wow.
Picked up Logan's Room.
Nice.
It's, yeah.
That's cool.
So I got to visit my favorite basement or garage. I mean,
Oh.
I have a guy who sells out of his garage like every couple of months, and then he goes and does a record show. But you get the first cut in the garage. So I picked up some Smack My
Damn.
Bitch Up.
Nice.
Cool.
Can't go wrong. And then I splurged a little. There's this band from Iowa does this really,
Slipknot.
really popular genre called nu metal.
Oh
So I
wow.
picked up this album, and it's the original first
I
pressing.
was gonna say that looks OG pressing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
So I upgraded my like super out of print reissue that also is stupid with another stupid, even more ridiculous pressing. So,
Wow.
but yeah, they did some songs about being in Iowa, I think.
Still going. Didn't Clown mess himself up? Like, yeah. I think they had to play some shows without him beating
I'm
up
sure,
beer kegs
like,
because
it's
he hurt
there.
himself.
Yep. And then I wasn't done with my new metal kick.
No.
Picked up a bootleg of Stained
Oh my
Tormented. This is their first album that doesn't have an official release on vinyl.
Yeah, we used to have that CD at the record station, which is like a big deal because like that's the forbidden Stained record.
Oh yeah, but it does have the original Mud Shovel on it, not the remade Mud Shovel, but the original.
Who's the
But yeah,
one who
like,
got
there's
upset?
been-
Didn't Fred Durst get mad at them for that cover or something? Like somebody was all butthurt about the cover. Yeah,
I mean, if butt hurts in the word, I think it's probably Fred Durst.
it's probably
Well, when it
good
comes to
point.
new metal, there's a lot of butt hurt.
Yeah,
To be honest, this genre is perfect for it. And I picked up one more 90s thing. I think this was 90s, maybe it was 2000. It was right at the end. Picked up the reissue of A Place in the Sun.
Nice.
I have the SRC version, but it's over 2 records. And, you know, I like playing albums, but man, I hate playing an album to switch albums for an extra 2 songs that they could have fit on the first fucking
You
platter.
lazy lima bean.
Yeah, but I mean, so I'm hoping this one sounds as good. I'm sure it does. But and then I found the real gem of the search. It's not often I get to find an album. And I'm like, man, where's this been my whole life? But this is a Jesse the Body Ventura picture disc.
Whoa.
Play loud.
I mean, yeah, you better be playing that loud.
Better be blasting that.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my god.
yeah. So just burn all your records. I got the
Oh
one
my
right
God.
here.
Man.
But
It's like they made that just for you. It's good.
Yeah.
seriously, I was at Half Price Books and I'm like, how did no one buy this before me, you suckers?
Wow.
Serious.
I remember that's 45. So unlike the Target Taylor Swift purchasers, you have to turn the dial on your turntable.
Wait. You're telling me that the Swifties who are obviously vinyl aficionados didn't know that there
clearly.
were different speeds per album?
Why is there a
Frost
man
was
on this
doing it
record?
for them.
Yeah, look at
But
the
it
look at
didn't
the
say
feedback.
45 on the record. Come on, let's get it.
Yeah, look
There's a
the Target
man on
feedback
here.
is, like, hilarious. I'm honestly amazed that they were actually listening to it on their Crosleys. Like, I just thought they put them on the wall. It said they
No,
Yeah, right.
they
posted on their Instagram.
ironically put them on at parties.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many got sent back to Target? That's great. Like there could be like all these restocks of like
Horrible. Sounds like a man's on here.
You're gonna watch,
new
and
one.
there's gonna be like a closeout site that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
have all these like mint copies, and they're gonna be like $8 shipped.
oh yeah.
Like oldies.com or something. It's gonna be so. But yeah, those were my pickups. But I mean,
All right.
there was really only
Whew.
one.
Whew.
This is money.
Have you heard it? What's it sound like?
I don't even care. No, I
mean,
haven't heard it.
who's gonna
I
play it loud?
literally got it. I want to say last weekend, and I'm like, I'm saving this for the podcast because if I start showing it to people, like I sent a picture to Trevor, and that's it. Like I'm like, I don't want to ruin this because the whole world needs to see it at once.
I understand.
Yeah, it's a lot of man right there. So,
That really just shook me right there. Yeah.
all right, Maxine, you got
Got any
any
pickups?
Jesse the Body?
I don't have any Jesse the Body. I don't have anything that cool. Unfortunately, my coolest thing, I should have waited to show my phone case till now.
Oh yeah. But that's LaserDisc related, so I guess it was
Yes.
proper to show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have had no luck with records or cassettes or literally anything
Yeah.
lately. I've had no media luck.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours. It'll be
Yeah.
a month from now.
I know.
It's all good.
Okay,
Gives Luke
probably
more time to show his
Yeah.
8 million records, right?
not show up with any.
Oh, you're passing?
Well, I don't
Okay.
have any.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. I think I'm ready. Okay. I do not have that much, but like I said, I did get the rest of my boxes from Japan, but I'll talk about them in a second. One silly thing that I found is in the thrift store. For me, if I find a blank tape and it has something like this, I can't even see it. Oh shit!
Blown out.
Says porn.
You have to tell us.
It says
Yeah,
porn.
it
Just
It's just porn.
Jeez. If I knew you
Right.
wanted that, then you would have had probably 37 boxes full to the brim of those on your doorstep a couple months ago.
Yeah, what's it say?
Just read it to
It
us.
says Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3.
Oh wow.
So if I'm in the thrift store, I find a blank tape, it's got something cool on the label, I'm buying it, because you never know. You never know what's going to be on there.
Could be
And so
deep cut.
yes, exactly. I'm hoping it's going to be 3,
Yeah.
a marathon of Back to the Future 1 through 3 with commercials. That's what I want.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's a fucking Chargers game. It's a
Aw.
They recorded over it? No.
yes. Why do people record football games? Like,
Man.
anyway, I was
Well,
so
They
there was
were
a
gonna be
time
home.
that the internet didn't exist. So like you either had to wait till the next day or you could get home from work and watch the game.
okay.
Or like if it was Monday night and you were tired, you could record it,
Yes.
watch it the next morning and still get it before you read the paper. So
Yeah.
Like when people used tapes.
Yes.
Yes, got it.
That's how they use them.
It would have been nice if they crossed out Back to the Future.
Were there good
Enough
commercials or what year was the game?
It seemed pretty recent too. It seemed like not that long ago.
That's awesome.
Was
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers the
So
quarterback?
ridiculous.
I don't know. I will get back to you on that.
Yeah,
one.
because then we know how recent it was.
Okay, some other things real quick that I got. Just some VHSs. I picked up a nice Nothing But Trouble
Ooh.
Nice.
Japanese tape.
Cool.
So some reason this movie is becoming more popular nowadays.
I know, right? As
Yeah.
opposed to back in the day when everyone hated it.
Hipsters.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's still pretty bad. I don't know, but it's
I don't know. The
crazy.
sets are pretty amazing on it.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's
No.
got Digital Underground in it, so that's cool.
for some reason,
Yeah.
Tupac shows up, and that's cool.
Cool prosthetics too, I guess.
Yeah.
Another one that I got was The Church. Nice,
Nice.
Cool.
Church, which is
Oh.
supposed to be Demons 3.
3, yeah,
Right.
Depending on
Oh.
who you ask.
but not really. Yeah.
What numbering system?
I had this LaserDisc and I sold it, and then I was like, I don't know. I probably won't.
Nice clamshell, though.
Yeah, it's a weird one too. I never. Anyway,
Oh.
very Japanese one.
Oh, sweet.
Another one, nice Prince of Darkness. John
Ooh,
Carpenter.
nice, yeah.
John Carpenter. We should do a John Carpenter episode. That'd be good.
That guy
He actually
is-
makes good movies.
Wouldn't get past the thing.
Yeah.
It's all in precinct 13.
I know.
Let's see. I'll show you this one first. This one is pretty cool. Nice Spice World, right?
Oh my
Damn.
lord.
Everybody likes it's. I like this movie.
Hey, I watched it. I won't
Spice
lie.
Probably not
Fine.
rotted either. So.
But the coolest thing about it is it's in a clear
Ooh,
tape.
Wow, that's cool.
So that's a lot of fun. So yes.
spicy.
Doesn't make the content better, but
No, God no. Oh God.
Ah,
be a
maybe.
nice bootleg.
Next one. This is something I saw. I saw as I was leaving Japan the first time, and I was like humming and hawing if I should buy it, and I didn't get it. And then I just kept thinking about, oh man, I should have got that. Oh, and so I went back to the same store, and it was still there.
Wow.
And this is nothing super rare, I would think at all, but it's just a nice Royal Tenenbaums, but it is a Region 2
Ah,
Japanese version. It does not say Criterion on there at all.
Wow.
wow.
It just says the collection edition, and it's just got
It's the
some,
collection. I like it.
Japanese, and
Yeah.
it's got some cool inserts too that I don't know if it has it in the original one, but it's all in Japanese, which is nice. I don't know, just a lot of cool stuff. All these drawings and shit.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, I was glad it was still there.
It's amazing. How much time had gone by?
Like a year. Okay, two more things I got real quick. So when I was in Japan, I did a weird thing, and I kept buying.
But you did more than one weird thing.
Oh yeah, I kept buying Harry Potter VHS tapes. Like I have a
interesting.
lot of them.
Nice.
And so 1 and 2, I would see a lot of them, and then 3, I would see. I have maybe 2 or 3 of them, but like 1 and 2, I have like 20 of them.
Wow.
But then when I was there, I found the Goblet of Fire on
Nice.
VHS
Well, that's
version 4.
great.
Did not. It's 2005. It didn't come out in America on VHS.
Yeah.
And I'm looking online, and I only see like New Zealand, or they say nothing about the Japanese one. So
Wow.
anyway,
That's awesome.
was
The
hiding-
Japanese Harry Potter 1 is proper Philosopher's Stone, if I remember correctly, too. So it's not that Sorcerer's Stone BS.
I don't know if that's right.
You should watch them. I'm pretty sure it's right.
I've never. Okay.
So when's the technical end of VHS? Because I don't know that.
Like 2000. So History of Violence was 2005. That's the
So,
official
That's the
last
official cutoff.
American one that came out.
Okay.
But they say Cars VHS is like no shit. There was like a very limited run of Cars on VHS.
Wasn't that like the
The
Disney
Disney
Club or
Disney
something?
cars?
Yes, Disney's Cars.
Okay.
So yeah. And you talk about beta, like they say there's a copy of Mission Impossible that was released on Betamax.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I always see like early 90s beta and I'm like, is that real? Like they just like
Yeah.
jack a VHS cover and stick a boot in. Like
All right, so very last thing. This is the one I'm most excited about. So I've been looking at this record again, just looking at it at Discogs, like, do I want this thing? It's super expensive. Do I want to spend this much? I have a million copies of the music already, and I finally found it. It popped up on eBay for like $100 less, and so I got Pollywog.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
This is the very first thing the Beastie Boys ever did on 7-inch. So the first edition was on 45 here, and the rest of them were on 12-inch. So just super excited. I love these guys. I love everything they've done. And so this was like their first punk rock, when they were a punk rock band before they got into rap.
Yep.
So yeah.
Damn, that's impressive.
Cool.
Yeah. It sounds great too. I put it on. I was impressed with how great that thing sounds.
Yeah, you figured it'd be like muddy or
Yeah.
distorted, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Go Beasties.
Yeah.
They get represented quite a bit in the Talib Kweli book I was reading as well. So
Oh, cool.
give some props to the Beasties. Man, rest in peace, Adam Yauch. Anyways, let's do some non-LD recommendation spotlight things. What did I watch? I didn't watch any new Blu-rays or anything. Oh, I did finally watch. I know Luke hates them, but I watched the Sparks documentary finally because it's on Netflix. So the Sparks Brothers by Edgar Wright.
I love the documentary. I did not like the band. I
Okay.
in a weird way. Yeah.
What? I love Sparks.
I don't know why. But the documentary was great. I loved how they went through every album that they did.
Yeah, and it's just all the iterations of the band. It's like how many people thought they were a British band, and it's like for a period they actually kind of were a British band because they went over and like fired all their guys and rehired a bunch of British musicians and got big over there, then came back over here and lost momentum, regained momentum, lost momentum. Or then all of a sudden they had like a big hit in Germany, yeah, really fun stuff. And they're in Roller Coaster, which is the coolest thing ever. You should buy a copy of that on LaserDisc and watch that sometime soon. But
What's it called?
the movie's just called The Sparks Brothers.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Right? Is that where you saw it?
Yeah. They finally dropped it on Netflix. So, but yeah, Edgar Wright, busy guy because he's got his Last Night in Soho out too. So, but yeah, it's just it's super cool because you see these guys that they just don't care. Yeah, they're just kind of like and how they influence so many people, like Pet Shop Boys, Depeche Mode, and all the kind of electro pop bands, Erasure, and everything. And there's one bit where somebody was saying how they bumped into the Pet Shop Boys and were like, "Why don't you ever give credit to Sparks?" And they were just kind of like, "Naughty, like we don't talk about that. Yeah, we're original. We're not inspired by Sparks." Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. And they even have that like one song where they just repeat the one lyric for like, I don't know, 8 minutes or whatever. 10 minutes. Yeah. It's crazy. Fun stuff. Yeah.
That's cool.
I had totally spaced on that bit where Paul McCartney did a video
Yeah.
and he actually like gave homage to Sparks. Like he was dressing up as like Buddy Holly and all these famous musicians. And he was like Ron Sparks. Like, and it was like, oh, that's too cool. And they were like blown away because they're like, Paul freaking, I think it was Coming Up was the song. And Paul McCartney is like giving us some love. It's like, that's awesome. So,
That's amazing.
and they're still just hanging out every day, making music, getting coffee, and yeah, never stop. So that's my recommendation. What do you got, Ryan?
And like the only thing I watched that wasn't a LaserDisc, because I actually watched 9 Walter Hill movies. I'm like Luke, who couldn't make it. But I finally have just about finished Mythic Quest Season 2. So if you're a fan of video games and Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it's just a fantastic show because they're terrible, but they're making video games. So always
Nice.
fun. Maxine?
Well, I watched on, I believe it was Tubi, Samurai Cop,
Oh, nice.
which is, a very good buddy cop
Best
movie.
movie ever. Yeah. It's influenced
It's up
Lethal
there.
Weapon, right?
It
Yeah.
is legendary. That is highly recommended. It's ridiculous. Just the on one dude, the gunshot wounds are like paintballs. On another dude, it's like ketchup, and you can clearly tell the difference from these things. It's just, I was like laughing the entire time. And it's clearly meant to be like a Riggs dude.
Yeah.
But all of these just sex scenes. And then, the bad guy, I'm totally blanking on his name.
Robert Zadar,
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
Legendary, that face.
Power Jaw.
Legendary. Whew. It's so good. And it's just everyone has a mullet. It is proper good content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As they should.
The one guy's got like a super fake wig during some scenes too, because I think they did reshoots and he'd cut his hair or something. So it's like all of a sudden he's got a wig on.
I was dying. It was so funny. And then yeah, so I highly recommend that. And then I've been still watching Seinfeld.
Okay, cool.
Lots of Seinfeld.
How far are you into that?
I am in season 7 right now.
Nice. That's pretty far. Yeah.
I'm getting pretty far. I think there's 9 seasons. Is it 9?
Damn. All right. You're getting there. I just rewatched F is for Family too, because the new season's about to drop. So I want to get primed for that. So
it is a show where I have fully watched plenty of episodes where they just like would show you whatever's on TV and you're just seeing kind of perpetual certain ones.
Yeah.
Like maybe I've seen legitimately 20 episodes of Seinfeld technically.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling like I watched way more than that. And like, I was shocked just to find out even just like the real iconic Soup Nazi episode is in season 7.
Yeah.
Like, that's that late in the game. They were still just like coming up with just these like iconic, like things that are Seinfeld when you think about Seinfeld. So
yeah, they definitely got better, you know, as they went along, the better episodes, but they're still a good episode. I would say around, what's the Chinese restaurant episode's probably the best earliest one. And then they just
that's
kept
like
getting better and better.
Season 5, somewhere in that range, 4 or 5. But yeah, I mean, I like when because now I've really watched things in order. So when they bring a character back, it just it hits differently when you see that character and you're just like, oh my gosh, they brought you back like for another. Just really, they keep, it's just I'm really loving it. I see how people really cared about that show. It's like it's great.
Nice.
Luke,
Luke.
So I think in the last episode I was telling you I was trying to watch Midnight Mass. I think Sam.
Oh yeah, did he finish?
No, I didn't. I didn't like it. It was like, which is upsetting because it was something I was watching with my wife, and we're like, okay, this is our thing that we want to do. You know, we want to watch this together. And then there's just one episode where I won't even explain it, but one character who is meant to be like the person you're rooting for is actually terrible. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Like, it's just, I had to stop. Yeah, it was too much. But yeah, it's it. Walter Hill I don't even remember life before Walter Hill now, so I don't know what I was watching. So yeah.
You should have just dedicated 2 whole weeks to it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, most of us.
Yeah.
It is up your alley. You know what, buddy? You probably loved it because it's all movies you liked, and you're like, "Oh God, this is wonderful. I love these movies. So this is so great."
I was like, you gave me a reason to just watch
so
Alien 3 for the podcast, and Alien 2, or Aliens and Alien. Okay, done.
Yeah.
I'm just sad, like we didn't have an extra week to prepare, so I could work in Resurrection. Like, I probably would have watched the Getaway remake because it's DTS, and they didn't come out with a DTS of the original for some reason. Slackers.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you hated it. It makes me happy.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was a full circle moment.
It is interesting. Yes, this whole thing has been interesting that I wanted to do this, and it bit me in the ass, and it was not what I wanted it to be.
We're gonna do Pune next, like, you know, we're talking about top tier filmmakers. Pune up here, and then like
top tier.
You know, the dirt jabronis like Scorsese and Coppola.
What's Pune? Okay, tell me more about the structure. I will not be there for this, but tell me more about the structure. What's his biggest movie that he made on LaserDisc?
Radioactive Dreams, maybe.
Okay, I'll see.
Wait, I take it back. Cyborg. He did Cyborg.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
So like he's got some heat, and then
classic little Jean-Claude action.
Cyborg Cop, and 2 and 3 or something. I'd have to look at it. His resume is pretty. He did a couple of kickboxer movies.
Perfect.
If Walter Hill made me want to die, I don't.
That's gonna make you want to live because he did the Nemesis movies. Nemesis 1, 2, and 3.
I've watched Nemesis 1. I hated it. It was the most boring movie.
Number 3 is like Malaysian only. Like, come on,
okay.
Singapore. I don't even know. Like, come on. He's got a lot of quality. Like when you think about his filmography, it's like quality film, quality film, quality film. None of these drop offs, like from Aliens to Alien 3.
Got it.
Like, there's no drop off. He's all gas the entire time.
Just, you know what? You call me when that's done.
All right, we'll talk to you in a couple of years then.
Couple years.
Dedicate more than one podcast. Because we've got the Paxton cast, we've got the Pune cast. Like, we're not going to see you till like 2020.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
Love dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We got another actor in the hopper too, which we haven't revealed. Not Dennis Hopper, but yeah, there's another actor episode that we got.
We really could though. Really,
it's
good.
Dennis Hopper.
We could do Dennis Hopper, yeah.
Actually, Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. Oh, Quaid, yeah, we could do all Quaid.
We could
all right. Well, I appreciate
Quaid
you guys.
brothers.
All Dennises.
All Quaids.
All
Dennises.
We could do a first name episode. The amount of running and bullshit.
All Christophers. That'd be an insane mix.
Walk in.
Plumber.
Plumber. Yeah.
Lloyd. Lambert.
Christopher Lloyd. Oh, Lambert.
Yep.
Right.
I got ideas up here, man. I got ideas.
Chads.
Oh yeah.
Queen.
What else do you need?
Yeah.
I'll just watch Redline over and over
Yeah.
again.
What repeat?
#1 fan, so I get a little bit of softcore in there.
Yeah.
All right.
I figure no one's listening to us at this point on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just hi,
Accurate.
Spencer.
Spencer's
Yeah.
still here.
Who else?
Still
Yeah.
here. Definitely Spencer.
Karma's probably about a half hour behind right now.
Yeah. Charlie might be there. Hi, Charlie. I don't know. Anyways. Cool. All right. So what's spinning next? I'm gonna probably watch. I don't know. I've been watching OMDs and anime. Like when I was supposed to be watching Walter Hill,
Yeah.
I was watching Angels with Dirty Faces, as I promised in the last episode. I watched,
Yes.
and then yeah, like Macross 2 and stuff. I don't know. I'm just have this like urge to watch dumb things that are not part of the assignment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have failed you guys. So I'll probably watch more OMDs. I don't know which one, but
Procrastination.
yeah. What are you gonna watch, Ryan?
Yes. Legendary. Please watch. I really do want to know the comparison of the two versions that you have, because this is the only opportunity that we have.
Was it cut?
Yeah, like not many people probably have Redline. I mean, I added this one to LDEB, so
Yeah.
What's going on with Chad? Is that like an Elvis sneer, or did he like smell a fart? What's with the sneer there?
you know, I think Corey Feldman's acting just really outshined him. Is what's going on.
It's probably like him getting like
He's
mid.
worried about his career after Feldman hit the screen.
He's
Mouth.
Madsen looks concerned, but like more at a distance. Yeah, he's just kind of like, really?
That's pretty accurate representation of Madsen in that film, I feel.
Yeah.
So
And that's really accurate of Corey Feldman, to be completely honest. That shot right there is very accurate.
yeah. And I'll probably follow it up with Demolition High, so I get my dosage of Corey,
Yes.
like both of them, because
Yeah.
you don't want just one when you've
Yeah.
got opportunities for
Yes.
both. So
Yes.
and Alan Thicke, like he just seems like he fits the bill.
Alan Thicke episode.
How many movies did he actually get that were like, wasn't he
The Alien
television
movie.
primarily?
Yeah. He's Growing Pains. I watched Growing
Yeah,
Pains.
that's what I was gonna say. He's like a good dad. Like,
Yeah.
But he was in that Alien movie. What's that Alien movie? It's not My Mother's Stepmother.
Aliens.
Yes, he's in Aliens. He plays Ridley. Got it.
Yeah. After James Remar failed to
Uh-huh.
do the job. Yeah.
a
Wasn't
lot of
that
alien
the
movies.
blurry
Give me
line
Alan
studio,
Thicke
right?
now.
Get Alan Thicke on the phone.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
What do you got,
see.
Ryan? Yeah, nothing. Are you looking up Alan Thicke?
I was looking up Alan Thicke. He was in
Yeah.
Step Monster. That's right.
There it is.
okay.
I'm
Corey
very
Feldman.
amazing.
Another
Just
film dog. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he knew where his gravy train was. Corey Feldman's in it. Sign me up. Like it was
Yeah.
the '90s. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Yeah.
Is he one of those guys that like Feldman like said like molested people, or
No,
is it
no.
just like producers
Oh,
and
gosh, no.
directors?
Alan
Yeah.
Thicke's in the clear here.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah. Don't sully Alan Thicke. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, Feldman's got some
Headline.
secret knowledge. Yeah,
Wolfpack podcast says Corey Feldman fingered Alan Thicke.
exactly.
Oh my.
I said that and I regretted it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna loop that.
We're yeah.
Gonna play
And
that
we're out.
all the time. Yep. I'm gonna add that to the beginning instead of the air saying LaserDisc Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Previously black and white. Previously
Yeah, previously on the
Every
Wolfpack.
movie Alan Thicke was in was a TV movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's accurate. That's
He
why
was in one called Rub Down, so
Rub Down.
interested in an
Wow,
Alan
all right.
Peck Rub Down
Rub Down.
after Corey Feldman finger.
Corey Feldman Rub Down.
You're welcome.
Sorry, Alan.
I'll edit this part out. No one will know.
It's fine.
Oh, I'm going to find out if the cats dance.
They
Nice.
don't. They don't dance.
They don't dance.
It says
apparently.
they don't. I bet they don't.
But there's a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
that they
To the
are
contrary.
fancy-footed little kittens here.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Literally though, like, there's a lot of animals in this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a crocodile in the front. This
Hmm.
is a penguin.
Yeah,
A lot of interest. I'm never like I don't remember this, but they're
Yeah.
also apparently in Hollywood. So
Oh yeah. Maybe the other animals are throwing shade. They're like, cats don't dance. And they're like, yeah, we can.
this has AC3.
Damn.
Actually,
Stealth
really
AC3.
surprised by that. Yeah, I'm really surprised by that.
I wonder if Peter has it. He needs it to be complete.
Songs, Randy Newman. Sounds accurate.
You got a cat who don't dance.
Featuring songs performed by Natalie Cole.
Whoa. All right.
So this is gonna be this should be interesting. We will see.
Man, did that even come out in theaters? It must have for
I mean,
like a
it
day, right?
Is it well maybe not. It is a Turner feature animation.
Yeah,
But
and
it's-
it's got
yeah, but
AC3 and everything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it is Warner Brothers. I don't know. This could have been a direct to video.
Yeah.
But the AC3 is what's really just
Yeah, that sounds theatrical.
yeah.
Is
There's
it
like
widescreen?
no- It actually is widescreen.
I think it was in theaters.
Wow. This is wild. This is really wild. I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to this.
Gonna look that
from
up.
the creative talent behind Beauty and the
3.6
Beast.
million at the box office against a $32 million budget.
It was out. Nice. From
Starring
what? The people who made Beauty and the Beast or like produced it or
It says Kathy Najimy is in this with
Okay.
with her voice. So
Yeah,
Scott
and,
Bakula.
and Jasmine Guy and John Rhys Davies, of course.
Ooh,
Probably get
John
off
Rhys
all-
Davies episode.
wow.
we might have to extend that to DVD to get his, prime cuts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's the yeah.
And George Kennedy. So yeah,
Yeah.
probably right before he died. Let's see.
This is intriguing me even more. than-
Interesting find, yeah. Look forward to hearing more about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
Oh, yeah.
hear this one out too. I'm now really interested.
That's a
No.
good late night movie, good
Yeah.
unwind and
Oh,
kind of
it's in
sit down.
black and white.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yes.
Oh, I'm excited now. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just all about those three characters, so it's not a lot of action or anything like that. It's very
Okay.
Jarmuschy. Yeah, just
Okay.
characters.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Probably the best movie ever made. But,
Yeah, I mean next Red Line, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that line is really hard to beat, guys. That's
Yeah.
that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I mean that cover really is killing it in comparison. Geez.
Yeah.
That one's
It's-
that's incredible.
So I'll be watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles
Yes.
while I eat, because I don't know when this is, but Thanksgiving is next week. I don't know
Yes.
when this will probably be released next
After, yeah. Because I'm gonna, drop
probably
that.
next year Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yes,
So,
Someone's
Thanksgiving.
probably just going to cut this up like a day or two.
I'm gonna release this in like 5-minute, like
Yeah.
little mini-sodes,
Mhm.
webisodes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Episodes. Geez, that's a
Make sure you
that's a
split up
phrase.
the Feldman chat into a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Just gotta
the
drop them randomly.
nuggets.
Well, I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, we'll say that. Yes.
Yeah.
Hope your pie was
Christmas.
delicious.
Laser and Automobiles, everybody. This is
All
what
right,
I was
cool.
watching. And, I love how it has, of course, all Japanese covers have like the craziest. You sort of have the skeleton scenes.
Yeah, like out of context, you're like, wait,
Right.
what?
Yeah.
What movie is this? Is this a Tim Burton movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's Large Marge?
God.
Cool. All right, you guys. Man, we went through the entire Walter Hill discography or filmography, laser discography, and it didn't even touch 3 hours. Man, we crushed it.
We crushed it.
Go team. All right, now get out of here, everybody.
See you, Spencer.
Bye, bye, Spencer.
Bye.